Yo, what is up, guys? Derek's My Second Podcast, episode 161. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, I had to think it's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks almost. Yeah, 161. I had to think about it. Um, First of all, happy new year to all the 10 percenters out there. Really, really appreciate all the love and support. Shout out to the guys that came here. Shout out to FTW, upping his 10% badge. Welcome to the 10 percenters once again, sir. Really appreciate you supporting me and slow mo in that way. It's great to have you guys here. Not a lot of news, of course, because nothing's really kind of happened. Everybody just pretty much started getting back to work. So we got just a couple little fun topics and stuff that we think was going to happen over the course of 2024 with all the major platforms, in our opinion. Remembering the past on one thing that basically impacted us the most. Doesn't have to be game related for 2023. And what huge acquisitions do we think we're going to see is our final topic in 2024. So a lot of speculation going on in this show today, because guess what? Gaming hasn't given us nothing to talk about. So we're going to make our own topics. But once again, thanks for coming. And I want to turn it over to my amazing co-host, the man, the myth, the magic, the man, the many slaps, the man that said he was going to make a video. And I said, I guess he's going to address that on this show right now. Slow-mo backslap. How you doing? How's your new year? How's the family? And how have you been doing?
The family's good. Happy New Year to you as well, and
Thank
as
you.
well as the chat and everyone that's watching it live right now. We'll watch the replay. For myself, the reason why I haven't done any content in the past, I would say probably 2 weeks, is due to kind of a health concern that popped up over the holiday. I had a few days stay in the hospital. Don't recommend it. It's not the kind of vacation that you want to have. 1 star. I give it 1 star.
1 star.
The food was awful, and people kept waking me up every 3 hours to poke me in the arm and unsuccessfully find veins and stuff like that. So it wasn't
That's
great.
the worst.
Oh my God! Don't get me started. But no, I'm not gonna get into too far into details. My health is improving, so I know there's some people who've reached out to find out what's going on. I appreciate the concern and all that good stuff. It feels good that people care, but to not bring the show down, I will, starting next week, get back to getting back into the flow of things. I'll have the videos that I've been working on will be out, and I'll be doing another lunchtime with slow mo starting next week. So hopefully there'll be something to talk about. If not, it'll be mostly me playing a game like I always do. But come on through. It'll be a good time. Game wise, when I was in the hospital, I even wished I had my Nintendo Switch. Man, I had nothing on me. And
I was gonna say that to you, but I didn't want to bring that up when we were talking about it. I was gonna be like, man, I bet you wish you had that Switch or your handheld or something.
like I really didn't intend to stay when I went there.
True.
I thought I'd be back. I go one night and come back, and I'll be home before the kids even wake up. Wrong. Wrong. I was there for like 4 days. So like I mean my wife could have brought that stuff, but I just like, do I trust her to unhook this and put it in a case? And no, I don't. So, or I probably should have just told her to bring my backbone. If she would have just brought the backbone, I would have. I probably would have been cool with that. But the hospital Wi-Fi was spotty. It just wasn't. It wasn't great. Um, all that said, it was. I haven't had a lot of time to play games over the break, unfortunately. I think I may have played. Oh no, I did finish Ether Knights.
Okay, how was
I
it?
finished. I finished that before I got sick. So Ether Knights was pretty dope. It's interesting because it's like it seems like it's made by one guy. It may be like a few people, but it's like this one guy is like when you beat the game, you look at the credits, it's just like you know, story by me, gameplay by me, game design done painstakingly by me. It's just like everything's like, oh my god, this guy did everything, which kind of makes sense because I kind of feel like there are areas of the game that are strong. Like I think the combat and the design of the combat is well done. It's not hard or anything, but it's I think it strikes a good balance and it's fun and it stays fresh. Uh level like map design, level design, very lacking. And I kind of feel like if a game's made by primarily one person, like you're gonna be like really strong in some areas and then kind of weak in others. And
Hmm.
that kind of shows there. Dialogue though, good grief. I felt like I felt like I was playing a game that was written by someone who has never touched a woman before, but it's so focused on relationships and it's like these two guys that are trying to score all these women that are around them
Right.
in like an apocalypse setting, and it's funny because it's just the dialogue is so juvenile, but it was a good time. Initially I intended on just uninstalling it when I was finished, but then there's New Game Plus, and I
Right.
get to keep all my abilities, and I didn't kind of like it has some elements of like Persona in it where you build up relationships, and I didn't finish. I think I may have built up relationships with like two of the characters, but not all of them. So I wanted to kind of do that. So I said, it's not a long game. It takes like a dozen hours to beat. So, and probably even shorter now that um I'm doing New Game Plus where I have all my abilities and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do the New Game Plus, but probably not right away. I got so much other stuff to play. I've been playing through Crisis Core, and I'm probably about halfway
Really?
through Crisis Core. Yeah, cause all right. So look,
You're just going through the Final Fantasy VII spurt now, huh?
yeah. So this is my game plan. This is my game plan. Um, I want to kind of go through everything up to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
So I never actually played Crisis Core because I didn't have a PSP. So I never got a chance to play it. All I did was, because I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, was look up the YouTube videos that kind of like went through what happened
Yeah, the story.
and the story and that kind of stuff. So I know the story, but playing through it's been pretty cool. That's a game that like when it came out, it was just too much stuff going on
Right.
when it came back out. So I kind of put it on the on the back burner. But now that this is the right time, I'm picking it back up. But once I finish that, I'm going to replay through Final Fantasy VII Remake and Intermission, and hopefully by the time I get done with the two of them, it will be right around the time Rebirth is coming out. So, so what I will do on the DPS channel is I'm going to live stream Remake and Intermission because those are the ones that are people probably care for the most, and they don't have to deal with the cringy dialogue of Crisis Core. Because good grief, like Zach makes me face palm every 5 seconds. But yeah, but yeah, look out on the DPS channel for that. I will be streaming there, and also on my Twitch channel. I think I'm just gonna start whenever I go play multiplayer games. I think I'm just gonna load up Twitch and stream there, just so that all the social media is getting touched. So, but what about you, man? What have you been playing?
Man. See, Avatar. Played that. Didn't beat it yet.
Okay, you're probably further than I am.
Oh
I
yeah, I'm
made it.
about 7 hours in.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's touch on that for a moment because, like, I made it to the camp, and that's
Yeah, I'm
it.
past that. Yeah,
Yeah, I plan on coming back to it, of course. But like visually,
man,
man,
man. We talked about
ma
it yesterday when we were talking about Division, and I was like, "Yo,
Avatar might be one of the best looking games that came out last year
yeah."
by
You're playing
far.
on PC, right?
Yeah. What are you playing on?
I got it on PlayStation, so I haven't. And it looks good over there. I can only imagine what it looks like on PC.
Bro, on PC, it's insane the way it looks. So
Buy this thing on PC.
when I got out of the facility,
Matter of fact, who are you sharing with on Steam? Nobody.
Oh no, I'm sharing with my son.
Oh, okay. You can't share with mom.
Yeah, but I'm not using. I didn't buy it on Steam. I got Ubisoft Plus because.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I could just get that for a month.
Yeah, you get a free month, and then so like I figured I'll just pay for 1 month because I got the free month to play Avatar, and then Prince of Persia comes out this month.
Yeah, Prince of Persia comes out this month. You seen the PC settings for it? Well, go ahead. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, when you get, you know what I'm talking about, you get to the part where the very scripted, but well done aspects. They really stay focused on making sure that it's as accurate and as close to the movie Avatar stories as possible.
Yeah.
But when you walk out of the facility for the first time, man, I took so many screenshots.
Oh, it gives you it gives you this vast, like, wow.
Bro, I was just like, I cannot believe this game looks like this.
It's pretty jaw-dropping how great that game looks when you get it. It's like that epic moment when you walk out of the vote in Fallout, but on a bigger scale and very, very vibrant.
Yeah,
with all the colors, everything everywhere.
Snowdrop engine, it might be one of the best engines in the industry. Just visually, based upon like a lot of the research I did, because I did a lot of research on the Snowdrop engine. When I'm a big Division fan, so I kind of knew a lot about it in general. Just research on my own time, but for the channel, when they announced the Star Wars game, which turned out to be Star Wars Outlaws, I did a video on it on my channel and did a lot of research on the Snowdrop engine and just listening to all, not just the massive devs that do the Division talk about the engine, but all the other Ubisoft developers who made stuff like the Mario Rabbids games. I think he's also been used in the second South Park game. It's very diverse and based upon what game designers talk about, easy to use. So, which I mean, you have to kind of put that in context of what is like, nothing in game development is easy, but I guess easier to use than some other game engines that these guys have worked on before. And so, all that said, the upgrades they've made to it is amazing. Can't wait for Division 3. Division 3 is insane. But yeah, that game looks awesome. Now, Brian in the chat wanted to know, does it really follow the formula? So I guess you can speak on that far better than I can.
I don't think, no, compared to what the traditional formula of puking all over the map and picking a spot where stuff is going to show up and you have to clear out an area. I think it doesn't follow that exactly. I just think the biggest thing about this game is it doesn't make you feel like you have to complete every objective in an area, but the game looks so good, it makes you want to explore. And the thing about this game, once you start exploring, then you start seeing a whole bunch of stuff all over the place. And you're like, well, while I'm over here, I might as well do this. So it's not that situation where you feel, it's like they actually like entice you by just the world and how great it looks. And like, especially if you watch the movies and being very familiar with that type of stuff, it just kind of entices you to want to do the things that you kind of come across in those areas versus like, oh, I walked into this brand new area or this new biome or this section of the biome and there's a whole bunch of markers everywhere that it kind of just overwhelms you. Says, oh, I guess I need to do some of these before I move on. No, I didn't feel like that at all. I just felt like I went into an area, a thing would pop up and I wouldn't even look at the map to see like what else is in the area. I would just see something pop up in the horizon. I would go to it. I would investigate it and take care of it. And it just kind of makes you want to explore, which is something that I feel like most Ubisoft games haven't really done. It was kind of like a checkbox thing in most Ubisoft games. So this one is more based around just the exploration of it, and then the story is actually really good. So it kind of makes you want to like understand like the Navi and all the different cultures of the Navi, because we knew that there were different indigenous versions of the Navi, but now you're getting a little bit more of an expanded version of it based on like all we knew was the land and the water and the sea and the sky in the movie. Now
Mhm.
we're learning that there's other, indigenous versions of it too. So I think it's doing a really, really good job, especially story wise. But the world is what's making you want to explore it, not the fact that they're dropping a bunch of icons on the screen for you.
So
So,
so so it's stronger in the exploration.
oh, very much
Um,
stronger, very
yeah.
much.
Okay, good. That's good because like what most like let's say like Far Cry for example, I don't really there's nothing to really explore in Far Cry. Like regardless of how good or bad the game looks, I think the last one I really played through may have been Far Cry 5 with like the cult leader.
Right.
Um, I didn't
Oh
care.
yeah,
I didn't
Far Cry
care about,
6.
and it was like in North Dakota or something. No, that's 5.
No,
6 is
5. 6 is the one with
in the
what's his
fake
name?
country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever what's his name playing the enemy that
yeah,
Malcolm, but anyways,
Giancarlo.
John,
Yeah,
yeah.
in 5, there was. I mean, the world looked good, but there
Well, it
was
was something
nothing.
you've seen all this
Yeah,
before.
and there was nothing to explore. Like I didn't feel the
Oh
need
look,
to
there's a
explore.
barn over there.
Right, like that's a well designed and created barn, but I mean, all right,
There's a
moving on.
barn.
Yeah, so it's just that's cool. When I get some of these other games off my plate, I'm definitely jumping back in on that
Yeah, it's
because
cool.
I have an incentive to because I'm not trying to pay for
What up,
Ubisoft Plus
Taz?
forever. What's
Right.
up, Taz? Um,
Yeah,
but
but you know,
you go ahead.
but no, but outside of that, played that, still playing Battlefield, of course. Jumped in to play some more Ragnarok, doing some of the DLC. That's been
Did you beat the
enjoyable.
game? How you doing sir, sir? How you gonna do the DLC, which spoils the game?
So the game is already spoiled for me. I already know what happens.
Beat the game. How about you beat the game?
Oh man, you know how that game just moves. It's like so freaking slow.
Grief.
Listen, I just got to get past the part where I feel like the game is dragging right now. And I need to do it quick because every time I try to do the main missions, I feel like I'm in a paradox, a loop of everything that it doesn't need to be there. And it's a bunch of filler. So, and I enjoy the game, but it's like I can only take so much of it at that time. It's like, but the DLC
I'm
is
gonna tell,
super fun. But
let me tell you what I did when it came to
yeah,
Ragnarok.
what
I
did you
was
do?
doing everything. I was doing everything. I was every time there was a random person that was like Kratos, I'm a ghost. I need you to solve mystery
Yeah.
so I can go go to whatever, right? Go to Valhalla or something, whatever, right? I would do that stuff, but it just like something just snapped like a flip of a switch, and I was just like, I don't care about none of this no more.
Yeah, I
All I
haven't
care
gotten
about
that
is the
part
main
yet.
story. All I care about is the main story. And so I just started ignoring a lot of the other stuff that wasn't necessary. And I just focused on the main story. And that brought my enjoyment back up. Like
Did you
I was like first 10 hours, I was loving everything. And then it's just like after it hit like hour 10, I was like,
Yeah, right. That's where I'm at. So let me ask
and
you
then
this.
that's when I just said, you know what, nothing else matters. Let me just focus on the main story,
All right, let me
it
yeah.
worked. Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this then. Did you start using the, instead of letting the game like how I talked about with Avatar, the world kind of just moved you along as you were in it? Or did you start using the menu select and going in and looking to see and keeping yourself on task by looking at your main menu hub and seeing what was main mission versus what was side quest? Did you start doing that?
Uh, yeah. The lad, I think I started doing that at the lad. I was just what I just
Just
need
to
to
stay
make sure
focused
what
on
was
just to stay
Yeah.
focused on the because
I
that's
just
what
need to
I
know
haven't
what's
done
important
yet.
to do. There's gonna come a point in time in the story where you can't put it down. Like so much happens in
It's
a
just gonna
very
keep
short
pushing
period
you
of time
forward.
that you're gonna be like, oh man, and it's like it's gonna be one of those times where you're gonna be like up late at night and you're like, oh, okay, just one more hour, just because it got like things ramped up that well.
Got
So
you. Yeah,
when you
Brian.
hit that point, that's when you can start coasting.
Yeah, Brian said, "Get the spear. Focus on that. Once you get it, the game becomes super fun."
Oh yeah, the spear is awesome. It's
I
awesome,
heard that too.
awesome
That's
weapon.
one thing I
Yeah.
did hear. That's kind of what keeps bringing me back. But yeah, no. But outside of that's kind of all I've been doing. But the one thing, listen, and the one thing I've been doing probably the most is outside of working and stuff like that. Uh, I am a huge football fan. So I've been in so many messages. I've enjoyed message boards, pay for subscriptions to like message boards to like troll other teams and stuff, just because I just want to be petty because of all the stuff that's happening in football with the Lions, with
Oh,
the
you're that guy.
oh yeah, dude, I've been super petty over the course of the last month or so, and that's kind of been taking up most of my time. Like literally before I go to sleep.
Really?
Yeah,
That's been taking it. Trolling
yeah,
people on
bro,
message boards is taking up.
bro. Well, okay, not most of my time, but the time that okay, put it this way, the reason I haven't made a video because I told myself this week I'm literally dropping 3 videos this week. The week is getting shorter and
Real,
shorter. It's only
you
got
are
yeah, that's the goal.
because it's Thursday
That's what I
and you haven't
said.
dropped one.
I haven't dropped one, so I need to drop to one tomorrow and one on Saturday at least to get 2 out. So that's the goal now. But the reason I haven't done that is because I've been literally engrossed in everything college football right now.
And trolling people in college football forums is what you've been
Yes,
engrossed.
it's been great because of all the stuff and all the naysayers and all this other crap that people have been saying. And I'm like, how y'all like us now? How y'all like us this? It's just been listen, I don't get petty ever really, but it's just been something that has been really,
Forte.
really entertaining to me for some strange reason.
You don't get petty ever.
No, I don't get petty. No, what do I truly get petty? There's a difference in like just talking shit and being rude or talking junk and being petty.
You know, you can be petty and talking junk at the same time, right?
Yeah, but there's kind of at least in my eyes, there's a difference.
Oh, yeah, in your eyes, okay.
At least in my eyes, there's a difference. It don't make me slow mo. Listen, it's slow mo. It makes no sense, but that's kind of what I've been doing. And guess what? It's gonna probably be like that. It's mostly due to the fact that I really can't rep my Lions as much as I want to because I'm not really a huge Lions fan. I live in Michigan. And they're doing great because I'm more of a Patriot fan than anything.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You're a front running fan, man. Look. I'm when it comes to NFL, you were a front runner.
No,
bro.
no. I no. Listen, I was the first person to tell people back in 2007 when all my friends was like, "Yo, you're a bandwagoner." I was like,
you are.
No, listen, that's fine. I was like, yeah, listen, I became a fan of the Patriots because Tom Brady won a Super Bowl and he was a Michigan Wolverine. Now I can't be a front runner with the Michigan Wolverines. I went there. That's
I didn't say that. I said the NFL.
No, I was just saying with them. But see, he just happened to be the quarterback there. He won a Super Bowl, so it kind of made me like them. And then in 2004, I still was just like, oh, okay, Patriots this, Patriot that, rah, Tom Brady. And then I don't know if I ever told you the story. In 2007,
we do not need to go through the entire chronological history of your bandwagon front running fanship.
Listen, in 2007.
Why are you still trying to tell me this?
In 2007 was when I officially became not just a bandwagoner. I literally became a fan of the team because in 2007 was the year that we were undefeated. We were we were supposed to be an undefeated team, whatever, and all that other stuff, and we blew it against the New York Giants. And that was the first time that I actually had a tear roll down my eye
No
And
one
it's
cares, Forte. We
no,
we need
but
to
that
move
was the
on.
moment. That was the
We,
moment that I was like, I can't believe it. Cause like at that point, I never knew why people cared as much. Like, why do you care? Why are you crying because a team lost the game? And
but
then
look, you're
at
a
that
you've
moment
been a
is when it
Lions
happened.
fan for so long. Like your team,
Who?
the Lions have never won anything.
I've
So
never been. No, listen. I was I was more every Lions game I went to before like the last 2 years were only the Green Bay games because my favorite quarterback back then was Brett Favre. So I only went to. I wasn't a Green Bay fan, but I was a Brett Favre fan. So the
so
only
so
games I
you
would go
became a
to.
Lions fan this year when they got good.
Didn't you just hear me say that? That's the reason that
You
I
know,
can't claim the Lions. I can't
let-
claim them.
can we move on? Can we move on?
I
Can we
can't
move on?
claim them.
You know, this is a
just
video game
because
podcast.
just because
It's
you're
a video
afraid of
game pod.
just
It's a
because
video
your
game
team is
podcast.
afraid of
Are we
prosperity
talking
slow
about
mo.
Madden? Are we talking about Madden?
We talk about NCAA. They're going to announce it on Monday when
Oh,
we're going to see
that's
the next one.
great. That's great. But let's also talk about what's the first topic? Remember in the past,
True
favorite thing
Serum.
from.
Listen, True Serum. Listen, we are not about to talk about this sign stealing.
We are not talking about football. Is what we're not going to be doing.
We're not gonna do this right now. But okay, you know what? We're not gonna. I don't want to. Now he's talking about the Lions. Oh my god! Listen. All right, we're gonna talk about gaming now because I don't want to lose half the people that we have in here. So,
Yeah.
But
5 minutes lost. Because let's continue.
Taz is his fault. He's the one that started talking about all this stuff. But
It is not Taz's fault. You were the host. But go ahead.
I didn't say it was Taz. I said it's your fault.
You said Taz. You did not say me.
I said I'm sorry, Taz. It's Slow Mo's fault that he got us talking about all this stuff.
It's not my fault. You're the host.
Okay, whatever. Bye. Remembering the past. What was your favorite thing for 2023? Doesn't have to be game related. What is the one thing that you will always remember about 2023 that either brought you the best joy or whatever?
I'm gonna make it game related because we've had not enough game related in the past 10 minutes. So
oh my god, whole beginning of the show was game related. Yo, we could definitely talk about Cat Williams.
We're not talking about Cat Williams.
Hey man, that could be at the end of the show if we got a little time left, bro. We can talk about. We do probably need to talk about that.
No, we don't. Back to what is my favorite thing in 2023 was probably it's between either playing through Showgunners, which was my favorite game of 2023, or Phantom Liberty, because as much as I said that like Phantom Liberty should not have been included in all those categories in the video game awards, and people were trying to make up for not being able to gush and pole ride CDPR after the way Cyberpunk launched. Phantom Liberty is fantastic. It's probably some of the closest content that I can say is like to like Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
In terms of storytelling, the narrative, the characters, the depth of the characters, the pacing of the story, all the characters are so well thought out and well done. And it isn't just like, oh, there's the villain. His name's Hanson. He's the bad guy. Kill him. Right. Like Idris Elba's character has so many layers, and just trying to understand what his motivations are and why he does the things that he does and makes the decisions that he makes is just like, I could make a video that'd be like 30 minutes long just discussing his character, Reed, just off of that alone. There are other characters that weren't even like put in the marketing that are prominent characters in the story, and just it's so good, man. And the weapons that you get, the stuff that you get out of Phantom Liberty is the most powerful in the game. So it really kind of changed the meta of what people choose to make. Like when they say, "Oh, I want to make a net runner," or "I want to make an edge runner," or "I want to make a character that's like really good with the guns and stuff." Like however you wanna do that. you have to take into account the things they introduced in Phantom Liberty now, because those things make those particular kinds of builds way more powerful. There are new ways of building characters now. Like you could, there's a knife called the Fang, and it kind of they kind of do this now where like you can kind of use weapons together, like they kind of go together. For example, there's a weapon called the Fang, and then there's another. There's a gun. I can't remember the name of the gun, but when you have Fang equipped, Fang is a knife. You can throw the knife, hit someone with it, and then detonate the knife to blow off their limbs, and then you can do more damage with the gun to up to a enemy that has had that happen to them. So throw the knife, detonate it, switch to the gun, and then just like really like for even really like enemies that have a ton of health, like little mini bosses and whatnot, you could just wipe them up. It's crazy. The game's awesome. So that was probably I got unexpectedly got really deep into Phantom Liberty, and when I started playing it, I decided to go through it with like my first character that wasn't my main anymore. I made another character as a net runner and ran it through that. So now I got three different characters that I'm like at various times I just go into the game and just start doing crazy stuff with those characters. And my goal eventually now is just to 100% the game, and then maybe I'll uninstall it because they're not doing any more DLC at this point. But yeah, Phantom Liberty and Shogun. And Shogun is it being an XCOM game, and it being a like the Running Man movie, but as an XCOM game, was just I think a great marriage of two different IPs, and
Right.
it was a ton of fun. So I think the theme for me when it came to 2023 is that stuff that shocked me that I didn't think was going to be that good, or the things that I absolutely enjoyed the most. We got a super chat from Alvin. $5 super chat says, "What's up, y'all? Just started my first Cyberpunk 2.0 playthrough, third overall. Slow mo, at what point in the playthrough should I hop the Phantom Liberty content? You have, I think it is, I think it narratively works well. You have something blocking your screen,
I
Forte.
know it popped up for a second.
Um, Narratively, you can't go into Phantom Liberty until you complete the quest line with the Voodoo Boys and Pacifica. So I think it actually works narratively um to do that at that Phantom Liberty at that point, because you get the message from Songbird, a character that's from Phantom Liberty who absolutely awesome character. So
Yeah.
May is her name. She's great. A lot of people love her. Um you get a message from her like right after the Voodoo Boys storyline is finished, and it's a good jump off point to get into Phantom Liberty at that point. And I kind of felt that transition when I was doing it with my third playthrough as well, Alvin, where I completed that, and then especially if you're like someone who is just completing it for the first time. Like we know people like Randolph. Throw a shout out to Rand. Rand's playing through Cyberpunk for the first time. There are story revelations for V, the main character in Cyberpunk, that happen at that point that makes the motivation to do the mission in Phantom Liberty, and even despite all the risk, all the make it makes all the more sense to for V to do that, considering what V has learned. So
Right.
it's a good jumping off point at that point. So as soon as you're able to get into Phantom Liberty, go do it, Alvin. It'll make sense. You'll see.
Thanks for the super chat again.
Yep. What about you? What was your favorite thing of 2023?
So I have a couple of gaming ones and one personal one. So, just to get the personal one out the way, my oldest daughter, being a dad, everybody's proud of it the moment that their oldest child graduates from high school and moves on to, college. And that was probably, I didn't expect to be as emotional as I was, because it's not like she graduated from college, but it's
Mhm.
still a milestone. It's like, if you think about just our community in general, there's a lot of people that drop out of high school and don't even, finish. And not to say you have to finish high school. They do have GEDs and stuff like that. And school, for some people, it isn't the right path for them, and they find other things to be successful in life. But it was still a milestone, because not everybody in my family did that. And it was very cool to see her walk across the stage in June. So that was like my most impactful thing that happened in 2023 when it came to like family side.
Mhm.
Gaming, playing Remnant 2 with you and Luca were some of the highlights of 2023, because it was like it was like kind of the beginning of me like moving away from Destiny, kind of getting my independence back, as you can say. Not,
Mhm.
being stuck to the one game, and getting a chance to see other things and, play other games. And playing that game was like an eye opener. It's like, man, there's some really good games out here that I kind of missed out on.
Man, but they're trying to tell you for years, man.
I know.
Like
Well, I know this. I know that. But I think it was because I was
but
doing it with you
I
guys.
always said that from personal experience because I did that when I was like all in on Borderlands 2, then Destiny 1, then Division 1, then
Yeah.
Destiny 2, then Division 2, and I was just like, yo, I'm missing out on so many hot games. Like I would play other games, but like I couldn't really enjoy them the way I wanted to because I was so busy like doing my second job of this looter shooter and putting that looter shooter in priority above everything else, that I will only play things that were of shorter content or didn't take up too much of my time. And you just miss out on great content, man. I had a lot of fun with you and Luca, man, but we had a good time.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. That was fun. And then, I have I talk about it all the time, as much as I play Battlefield. I have a screenshot of it right here. This is my Battlefield tracker for Battlefield. And my singular goal is to get that to above a 2.0. I got it up to a 2.10.
Oh,
Uh,
good. Go.
So I finally got it up. Now, the way Battlefield is real weird, because I looked it up on game. In game, it says I'm at a 2.10, but then when you go to Battle Tracker, it tells
Mm-hmm.
you like, oh, overall you're a 2.10, but against humans, you're a 1.9. I was like, come on, man. Don't be doing me like this. So let me go back in. So I got to get 10, I got to get 10 more, or 10 more percent basically, or a
Mm-hmm.
tenth of a percent, to get it up to 2. So remember when I was talking about this, I was like at a 1.1. That's
Yeah.
what it was around that time earlier this year. So I'm proud, because I put the work in and I got this as high as it is now, playing the game, being super dedicated to it and loving it. It's fun. So that's like one of my other things that I'm very proud in, just kind of sticking with it, because multiplayer is and as you know, multiplayer is a beast. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like the easiest thing to like really, because every game is different and every environment is different, and having a chance to like just get better and learn different ways of playing the game is really super cool. And actually learning different characters in the game, that's kind of helped with it too, kind of kept the like grind fresh. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what hit me in 2023. Just like my daughter, playing games with you guys, you know, playing games. Matter of fact, even playing Call of Duty and stuff with you and Taz and everything. That's been fun. And playing Battlefield and getting that number up. So I kind of hit the whole spectrum. And shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to FTW. Say he dropped out and got his GED, and he went straight to work as a fisherman as soon as he could. There's a path for everybody. So,
Right.
not
Right.
one way is going to get you where you want to get to. You always just got to pick the one that helps you get to where you want to get to. So thanks for sharing that, and good luck in everything that you're doing when it comes to that, and everybody else in their journey throughout 2024. But I guess I'll extend it. when it comes to you personally, what are you looking forward to in 2024? Not when it comes to just personal growth for yourself.
For myself,
Yeah.
uh, see, some things I can't speak on on a
What
professional level,
exactly on the professional level? Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to the growth there. I'm looking forward to, like, my kids they're all three of them are doing awesome in school, and I'm enjoying how, like, it used to be that I used to always have to, like, do helping them in various subjects, as they were kind of, starting to see how, like, in their private school, that things were becoming more difficult, and now it's like I see they don't need my help no more, and it's just like they got it, and
Right.
they're getting good grades, and I'm like, oh man, like it's it's a one stressor off my back, to not, while I'm doing everything that I'm doing, that I also need to help kind of like tutor like my son in math or something like that. But the fact that I don't have to do that anymore and he's good, it's just, it's like it's that, like, that sense of accomplishment you get when, like, say,
Right.
like, you wash your car and then the car is looking like spotless, and you just kind of stand there and just look at it real for a moment, from where it was to where it is now. You just kind of, like, a proud moment. So that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing more with them. But yeah, that, gaming wise, man, gaming wise, I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. How that story goes, because I know things
Hmm.
are going to be different. My opinion, and I think it's kind of like, I don't think that I'm alone in this opinion. Aerith will not die this time, or at
I
least
very much. Yeah.
she doesn't die at the point that she did in the original timeline. So I'm looking forward to even seeing that in the beautiful depiction of it that Square Enix has done with the game, in their way of bringing it back from 1997 all the way up to now,
Right.
and just looking forward to even seeing these, like, amazing, like, landmark areas all throughout the world, that world there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Hades 2 in early access. That's going to be
Hmm.
a good time. I'm looking forward to the first Descendant. Like, I've been doing content on that, and it's been a little nothing to really talk about recently, but you can expect, on my, at least on my side of my channel, that when that game comes out, to see a lot of content from me about it, because it's a really fun looter to play. And if they shore up some of the things that I thought were problematic for it, that could potentially hinder its ability to have that longevity that you want from a live service game.
Hmm.
Oh man, this might be like the next big looter that's out there. So
Mm.
we'll see what happens
Nice.
though. What
Yeah.
about you, man?
Yeah, so me, 2024, a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm the same boat, especially in gaming. Final Fantasy Rebirth is going to be probably the most. I mean, we're halfway through two-thirds of the way through the saga, and really looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. I think the biggest thing for me is what's the stopgap going to be for the third game. Like, it's kind of easy to predict where they were going to finish off with the first one with Midgard, but
Yeah.
where are they going to end the second one? And I have a feeling it's going to be at the worst opportune time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like some cliffhanger,
It's gonna be so
tear
stupid.
jerker, heart rendering moment, and it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be like, see you in 2 years. You're gonna
In
be
two
like, what?
years, that's what I am not looking. That's the only part of that game I am not looking forward to, because they gonna have me in my feelings. I already know it,
Yo,
but
we gotta do a spoiler cast when we both beat it. Like, that's gonna need to be like a separate show thing. Like,
yeah,
we need to do a
definitely.
spoiler. maybe get somebody like Jay Barry to come join us because Barry's real big into it, Chris Righteous or something like that.
Yeah.
Like people who really dig the lore of the game. Jedi, the homie Jedi. Jedi
Mm-hmm.
is a freaking Final Fantasy librarian. Like he's got like
Right.
he's got like it all cataloged in his mind like a glossary. Like so, yeah, we need to get some people in and just really discuss it once it's out and we all beat it and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So that's like the one for gaming. The biggest ones is honestly based around his YouTube channel. There is too much. There is too much promise on this channel. I didn't seen many different ways of. I mean, I didn't try different ways of growing this channel and never stuck to any of them. And 2024 is going to be the year where I just hunker down and just stick to one thing and focus on that one thing, which is going to be basically just still the gaming stuff that we do now. But my goal on this channel is not to be stagnant and not to go months and weeks on end and not putting stuff on this channel. That's my biggest, literally my biggest goal, because it's not about the money. It's not about, anything like that. It's just about you actually have the ability to have your voice heard. And people always say, like, we really like what you have to say about things. You need to do this more. And you need to, and we like the quality of the videos and stuff that you put out. We like all that type of stuff, but you just need to do more of it. And I'm just going to do that. Not putting any numbers that I want to see in 2024. Not going to say I want to hit 5,000 or 6,000. I mean, we're already close to 4,000 subs on this channel as it is, but not going to put any number on it. But I already know if I do, and if the guys that support this channel always come through and do what they always do, the channel's going to grow, and it's going to grow exponentially because we're going to put the time in this year to actually do it. So 2024 is mostly going to be around this channel. So you probably won't see me on as many podcasts as I normally would be on before. I'll still do the normal ones that I normally do, but I'll probably be more selective in the ones that I jump on and guest on a consistent basis. Like I usually never tell anybody no when it comes to jumping on their show, because it's always nice to like talk and hang out with other people and stuff and hear their opinions. But sometimes that gets in the way of you growing your own stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I don't want to do in 2024. I don't want the reason that I don't make videos, or the reason I don't grow this channel, to be because I am helping other people grow their own channels by giving them content that I should be getting on my channel too. So that's my goal for 2023.
Facts.
So we're gonna.
Yeah,
That's what
I
we're gonna
agree
do.
with that. I've got ideas to focus for the DPS channel and and the slow mo backslap channel.
Exactly. Yeah, both channels.
With slow mo backslap, I'm going to continue to do lunchtime with slow mo, and I think some of the growth I had was starting to bring in like other guests. Like shout out to Agent Deli who joined me for one show. That was an awesome show. And the other time when it was Deli, you and Luca on, that was also
Mm-hmm.
great as well. And I think I might not necessarily make it like there's always a guest, because that's not really what the idea of it is, but just kind of to bring other people in to kind of like bounce ideas off of. And when they have different perspectives on things, that's valid, and that's something that I can actually discuss and have a good back and forth with. So
Right.
there's that. There is the First Descendant. There's something else that I hadn't even mentioned to you, but I've talked to a few tech tubers about some ideas that I had about, and one in particular even gave me a kind of like a blow for blow idea of how to implement what I want to implement, because I'm thinking about doing something more on the PC centric side for
Mm-hmm.
the channel as well. I'm not gonna get into details because I don't want to get people excited for something and then come to find out like it's really not gonna work. So I want to make sure that I know I can do it first, and then I'll actually do it, and then see if people like it, and then it will continue. But those things and just my opinion pieces would be what my channel will focus on. The DPS channel, like we're continuing to keep doing the live streams to it, for the podcast, of course. And I know we talked about doing, doing um the revamp of the way DPS looks,
Mm-hmm.
and due to my health issues, that kind of got a little delayed. But expect to see that before this month is out. That we'll have those changes made.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll
and
have them.
and more than that, on the DPS channel, like I said, I'll be live streaming my replay through Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Intermission. I'm probably not going to live stream me my first time playing through Rebirth, because the way I play through these games, I don't think is very. I don't know. I guess it would depend. I don't think it's very stream worthy, because I like to like go explore off and then like spend about
Right.
2 minutes in a photo mode, looking, taking trying to get the coolest photo possible, and doing all kinds of other stuff. So it's but we'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
That'd be
But
cool though.
just kind of like doing more. I agree with the sentiment of like it's nothing against the people that invite you to on their content, because like I said this like last year in a tweet. I sincerely uh thank everyone that's ever invited me onto anything, because that's like inviting someone into your house. You know, that's your now, why are you doing this? Can you get the show back to on?
This is why you letting it distract you.
Because you are distracting me, host.
He disagree with you. See, he's shaking his head the whole time.
Y'all see what I deal with? Y'all see what I deal with here?
So for the audio listener, since Slow-Mo wanted to bring attention to it, I turned the camera on and I have a beautiful
There
green
would be
Yoshi.
nothing to bring attention to
Beautiful
if
green
you weren't
Yoshi.
not hosting the show, but distracting the show. Anyway, as I was saying, I always really like, I appreciate people inviting me onto shows, but it gets to the point sometimes where it does, like we all have a limited amount of time. And as a father, a husband, work a full-time job, even though I work from home, the time that I have that I don't have, I mean the time that I saved from not having to drive into work, that time is already dedicated to other stuff too. So not saying that I don't want to be on people's stuff, but I'm going to have to be more judicious in where I go, because it's hard to do content with that limited free time I have, when I'm also trying to deal with other hobbies I have. Spend Also trying to spend time with family like I need to, always, and always will. That's a priority. And then also do content on the channel. Like it's like something has to give, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. It's like I like you said, like guesting on people's show. It's super fun, but then that 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours sometimes that you do on them, just think about how many the video you could have written, voiced over, and produced, and all you gotta do is just edit it, or even edit it within that 3 hours, and you got a piece of content that is out there for people to like digest and hopefully grow your own channel. So, not saying that
right,
we're not going to keep doing other people's. I just think we're just gonna, if at least for myself, I know I'm just going to be more intentional when I am jumping on people's shows. So, like if I know that I'm going to be on, somebody's show that week, I probably won't be on anybody else's show that week. I'll probably just limit it to one show outside of the ones that I normally do a week. Or if I need to take an extra break, I'll do that. But that's the biggest thing that I really feel like is the biggest benefit that you can you do, because we do want to definitely bring more content to both these channels. And I feel like the DPS channel, our own channels in general, we owe it to not only ourselves, but we also owe it to you guys, because you guys are the ones that support us the most, and you're going to rock with us no matter what. But why not bring more people into the fray? More new people to meet. And I think that's kind of the direction we want to make sure that we go when it comes to the channels as a whole. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of. But slow mo, we've been talking for an hour. We found a way to get through the first hour of nothing really to talk about, because gaming is dead right now, other than playing games themselves. Let's talk about the
Gaming
future.
news is dead.
Well, gaming's not dead. Gaming news is dead, right? But let's talk about our thoughts on the future of gaming. And we're
Okay.
gonna start with Xbox first, because Xbox has had pretty much the most tremendous 2023 of all
What
the
the
major
what the most what?
tremendous. Ooh,
What is that? What is tremosis? What is
I
that?
didn't
Is
say
that a disease?
Moses.
Is that a disease? What are you talking about?
Okay, it's one of those words that I'm gonna have a hard time promote. What is
Why?
it?
Why
I
do you
can't say the word.
Why do you attempt the word? Is
I
what I
thought I
want to know.
could say it, but then when I heard myself say it, I was like, "That's definitely not how you say that word." So I almost want to ask Siri. Siri, how do you say this? And she gonna be like, first she gonna be like, "What was that? That's not even a word."
Yeah, Siri can't help you.
Yeah, Siri can't help you when you can't even pronounce it right. But okay, like I was saying, Xbox has probably had one of the, don't even want to say it. So what do we? So what? So what do you think the plan for Xbox is in the future, and what do you want to see? The plan first, and what do you think you want to see from Xbox in 2024?
I want to see great games from Xbox. That's what I want to see. I want to see where my money, the investment of my money into that Xbox Series S. That I'm not going to use it. Honestly, I'm not. Right, I might use it for content creation just because it might be easier to stream like an easier game, every now and then. But whatever, like then not have those resources on my PC. But even then, it just wouldn't. I probably wouldn't anyway. But look, I have an Xbox Series S. But regardless of that. I play Xbox games on PC, and I would like to see more games that are worth playing on my PC that come from the 30 plus studios that Xbox has under their umbrella. So I'm looking forward to Hellblade 2. I hope that is everything that we hoped it would be. I'm looking forward to Avowed, if that actually is coming out this year. I'm looking forward in Avowed because I think Obsidian might be just like the crowning jewel of Xbox Game Studios. And I say it specifically Xbox Game Studios because that's not under Bethesda or Activision or whatever. But like they've been kind of like low key what Insomniac has been for PlayStation. If you think about it, they've delivered on content. They have delivered on Outer Worlds. Grounded turned out to be way better than what people thought. Pentiment turned out to be way better than what people thought. And if Avowed really does well, then people need to start really paying attention to who Insomniac really is. Uh, I think that controller that they had that was leaked out, I would like to see that this year, although I think they might be holding that off for their refresh or whatever they're doing hardware wise in another year or two.
Right.
But yeah, just games, man. That's what I want from them. And you might hear that be a theme for me this year when it comes to all these platforms are the games and specifically like the kind of games I do want to see some updates for some of these other games that they announced and then just disappeared, like Contraband. The heck is Contraband? Like, what is it?
Right.
Like, can I see something else? Perfect Dark. What's going on with Perfect Dark? I want to see Perfect Dark. Uh, what else? We got a glimpse of Fable. I don't expect Fable this year, probably 2025 for Fable, but I like to see a bit more from Fable as well. But that's less a priority than some of these other games that just they did a teaser trailer in 2020 and it's been, oh yeah, that game since then.
That game.
Yeah, so some updates on some of this content that's supposed to be coming out would be great. What about you, man?
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I agree with that part of it. And, shout out to Ronald. She says they released like 8 games last year, but you say they had a bad year. No, I didn't say they
Who
had a
said
bad.
who
I didn't say
said they
they had
had
a.
a bad year?
I didn't say they had a bad year. I just like I just said, I was like, it's
Wait,
not.
wait, wait.
It's not about games. It's about the
Who
perception of Xbox. That's what
who
we're talking about.
when did
Nobody said anything
any
about bad games.
or a bad year?
Yeah, nobody said a bad year. I said tumultuous because that's how I actually said it right that time. Tumultuous. Now I'm about to say it wrong
See,
again.
don't do it again.
I literally said it right. Then I was about to say it wrong. But no, they have had one of those years where it's been up and down, like the way that people talk about it. That's what
Well,
we're
I mean,
basically
I think
talking about.
hardware wise, the Xbox console isn't selling great. I mean, that needs to
Yeah,
be
that's
addressed.
about it. That's the only
And
thing that
and
people are
you would
really
hope
talking about.
that they improve that. But me personally, I don't care
Facts.
because that's not where I enjoy. One, like if they sold, of course, to a degree, you don't want it to be so bad that they don't support the hardware no more, right? But I don't really care how successful they are because I don't work at Xbox.
Right.
What I care about is, are you meeting my needs as a consumer and a customer and a consumer of your content? And where I choose to consume your content is on PC. So forget an Xbox Series X. I mean that thing is fine if you want, limited
Oh man, we can't. Don't
closed
do that.
hardware.
Don't do that
They're
shit,
all
man.
limited. They're consoles. They're all.
Oh, so yeah,
It's the
but
part of
it's
the definition
fine.
that there's limited. But like, if
It's
that's what you want, that's
fine.
fine. It's great. It's great, right? You like it. I love it. But I don't care about how the Xbox hardware goes. That's why I didn't really mention it. But
Oh yeah, I could care less about how the hardware sells.
but yeah, but I mean, like really, like I think they did well on so outside of a particular game called Redfall. Software wise, we they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
And I would just expect more of that, or hopefully even better, even better games this year. Like I would
yeah.
like to see Hellblade 2 critically, as well as Avowed critically, do more than what those previous games did. I feel like instead of just talking about Avowed and Hellblade, I feel like I'm leaving other stuff out. Because I heard that South of Midnight, that game that the Compulsion is making, might come
Mm-hmm.
out this year.
Might come out this year.
I don't know if that is fully going to happen or not.
I mean, that's the biggest thing, like we so the problem is, and we'll talk about it with PlayStation when we get to it, but the problem is we have a semi roadmap for we have not even a semi, we have a roadmap for Xbox. We just don't know when the things on the roadmap are coming out on Xbox. Whereas we pretty much have no roadmap on PlayStation, but there's a
We'll
lot
get to
of
that. We'll
there's
get
a
to
lot
that
of
one.
third party stuff that's coming out on the platform that people are looking forward to. So that are exclusive to the platform, and depending on how you look at it, it's like, do you do second party or third party exclusives count? They're games to me at the end of the day, and if you're excited for them, you're excited for them. For me, when it comes to Xbox, I'm just excited to see what's next. Now that ABK for the most part is behind them. They're still fighting with regulators, the FTC. They don't want to drop it. They're still going after it and everything. But for the most part, the acquisition stuff is kind of behind them. And now I want to see what are we going to do when it comes to gaming, when it comes to the games that we're going to release on the platform. when is Hellblade going to come out? What's going to happen? Like you said, South of Midnight, a game that a lot of people are really looking forward to. What's an update going on with Perfect Dark? You know, where is Crystal Dynamics with working on that game? Um, I just think in general, it just comes back to like there's a lot of stuff that they announced and they talked about back in 2018, 2019. It's time to start showing those games. We're coming up to the fifth, in some cases, the 6th year of when a lot of these games were being talked about. So I expect 2024 to be a true banner year for Xbox in the games that they release and games that it basically just critically acclaimed. I think this will be one of the years that Xbox will definitely have a chance to push for developer of the year like they did, or publisher of the year like they did. I believe it was at 2021 or 2022 they got it. So
2021 definitely wasn't
2020,
2022.
yeah, 2021 is the year they got it. So I think they'll literally have a good chance of getting it when it comes to that. And then just keep the keep going through the Game Pass loop. You know, they announced a lot of good games going into Game Pass for this month.
Yeah, a lot of
uh,
Sega and Atlas love.
yeah, a lot
We're
of
getting
Sega and Atlas love in
next
there.
month Persona 3 Reload, which I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep.
There's the I this name I keep getting it wrong. Reef is it Fantasy? What is the Atlas game? Metaphor Refantasio. There it is. Um
Antizio.
yeah, that looks awesome. I
It
can't wait to
does.
play that. I really dig Atlas and the Persona IP. So I wasn't into it when Persona 3 originally came out, and I never got I was too busy with other games to play the what is the they brought it back and put it in the Game Pass. It's called Persona 3 something. It's not Reload. It's something else. But whatever it is,
Portal? Not Portal, is it? Portal?
Portable.
Yeah,
That's
Portable, yeah.
yeah. I didn't play it, so this will be my first time playing Persona 3. Period. So I'm looking forward to that. And
My favorite
they
Atlas game is still Catherine. My favorite Atlas game. That's still my favorite to this day. I can
I,
play it over and over and over again.
I forgot they made that. Are you sure
Man, that
that
game.
they made Catherine? That was
Yeah,
them.
that was an Atlas
Okay.
game. Yeah, Atlas made that. That was the first time I was introduced to Atlas. was Catherine. That game was incredible. I love that game. Loved it.
Yeah, but is that's all you got for Xbox?
No, I mean outside of just just the norm when it comes to like with Game Pass and everything. I just really, honestly, the biggest thing with Xbox is consistency. If we get the consistency from Xbox, that would be great. I also want them to do more, way more of what they did with the directs, like they do. I want them to do the specific directs when they come to like they did the Starfield direct, developer directs.
We got a super chat, man.
Oh, shout out to Erodimus. In 2024, there is no such thing as second party. Everything is considered first party.
Odd how that is, Erodimus. It's odd how everything is now everything's a first party. If I paid for your lunch during one of our meetings, you're now your game's now first party with us.
Yeah,
Odd how the tables are shifting and changing as we see them.
as we see them.
Um,
Shout out to
Except
them.
over here, because as far as I'm concerned, first party is first part. It is what it's always been, and what we have always acknowledged it to be. And if you weren't talking that talk 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't want to hear you talking that talk today. You are definitely, and for those who are probably very confused right now, you'll understand in a few minutes because we're gonna be getting into that with PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing for me is the consistency and the developer directs. Like, there's a rumor that they're coming out. They're supposed to be one December 20. I mean, not December, January 25th. That a lot of
Mhm.
people are talking about. And I don't think that would be too early. I think that actually would probably be a really good time to talk about some
real,
stuff
real
that
quick.
is going to happen. Yeah, go ahead.
So I remember seeing a conversation with some people about that the Xbox developer direct that's coming later this month, and then
Mm-hmm.
some people were saying that they like so there's a rumor that who is it? Someone's Double Fine. That Double Fine may have a game that might be shadow dropped. And I'm just
Yes.
one, I don't think that's really realistic. Shadow dropping games
Don't get
on
used to that.
don't get used to that. That happened with Hi-Fi Rush, and it was a massive success to shadow drop a game of high quality like that, and like for really kind of like no one to really know that it was coming. So there was good on them for that. But I don't. There's a multiple reasons why I don't think that should happen. One, I don't think it's really true because the way as chaotic as game development is from people who are game developers who have told me these things, it's really unlikely that you'll have another game ready at this time period to launch and that you would start making it like almost kind of a thing like when and that's the other thing that I think that you don't want to start making shadow dropping a first party game um like on schedule like that. You don't want that to be an expectation going forward because it's really unlikely that you're going to be able to do that every year. And then the moment that you can't do that, people will be disappointed and then call your show an L and you know scream your name bloody murder from the rooftops and everything. Even if the show's a really good show, even if you show some really fire games coming out soon, even if you really like delivered on the other content, just because you didn't have a shadow drop this year, people will act like it's not good enough, and so you don't want that to be the expectation. So I would hope that they don't do that.
Yeah,
Even
this is
if it's
yeah.
close to being ready, just don't do that.
Yeah, this is what Double Fine had to say on their official Twitter. They said it's the new year. I've been in meetings. I got COVID shot. I'm drinking tons of water, and Double Fine question mark is making games. There's cool things in store that we'll share when we're ready. Between that and the plans of our 25th anniversary shenanigans, there's tons on the way. Then Xbox, of course, the googly eyes at the end of it when they responded to the tweet. So there's a good chance that we're going to see definitely something from Double Fine at some point this year, but yeah, don't just because Hi-Fi Rush was a shadow drop doesn't mean we're gonna get one of those every year. It would be nice. I definitely think it definitely helped Xbox have a good beginning of the year by dropping a game like Hi-Fi Rush, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna hope for that because that's kind of unrealistic unless they actually kind of do it.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, so with Xbox out of the way, let's move over to the PlayStation side of it. OT Blue. You know, it's been a very rocky end of 2023 for them. Very successful 2023 when it comes to selling consoles. Spider-Man 2, one of the most sold games that came out last year for them. But you know, with every good thing, there are some
I
negative
mean, it was
things.
awesome.
Yeah, yep, was awesome. But you know, with every good thing, there's some
I
awesome.
wish I had a new game plus so I could get back into it. But
Listen, man. Listen, I'm with you because that's what I'm waiting for, so I can jump back in there too. But like I said, with every good thing, there is some downsides to it. You know, we had the at the end of the year, we had the leaks of Wolverine hit the company, and then just the map is abysmal. Like nobody knows anything first party PlayStation wise. Then you had the cancellation pretty much of the Last of Us multiplayer game, which was codename Map Factions 2. So right now,
The
Sony, I'm not
Last of
gonna.
Us Online is what they said the official name of it was. We
Oh, it
called it
was.
Factions too
Oh,
because
it
that's
was the
what.
official name of it. Okay, got you.
Yeah, but that's canceled now.
Yeah, so that's gone. So a lot of people are just wondering, like, yo, what's next? And then don't even we're not even tying in the fact that the Activision Blizzard deal went through for Xbox, which kind of hampers the financial side. Well, not initially going to hamper Sony because they are still going to get their revenue share for selling the game on the PlayStation platform, but it does paint a picture of what the future looks like for them when it comes to after the deal is over. So there's a lot of moving parts with Sony, and we're just going to really focus on 2024. Uh, with everything that happened to them in 2023, what do you think the goal for 2024 for Sony is, and what do you think for yourself? What do you want to see from them?
Uh, I think their goal is to keep selling PlayStations at the clip that they're currently selling them right now, and I think for the latter part of the year, to although they're going to enjoy still getting Call of Duty on their platform, they're not getting the marketing anymore, and so I think they're whatever game plan they have for the latter part of the year when it comes to where they're going to focus their marketing dollars towards. I'm not sure what that is, but that I will be fascinated to know what they decide to do with that. Maybe it'll be Concord, which they did. They did a very cool looking trailer that they dropped. Was that earlier today, or maybe yesterday? I think it was earlier
I
today.
think it was early today. Yeah.
Yeah, real cool looking trailer showed a lot of games. A lot of them were third party games that are coming out on PlayStation this year. And they showed I don't recall I don't think I saw Fair Games in there, but I do know I saw Concord, which is just a spaceship and a sandwich, and we don't know nothing else about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I anticipate that at some point they're going to start actually showing us that, but I can see them really kind of putting a lot of that marketing muscle that they used to have with Call of Duty towards their own live service content. They're trying to boost it as much as possible to try to get a lot of people that I mean, look, they appreciate the 6 million people who primarily on PlayStation primarily only play Call of Duty. They appreciate those people. That said, they would love to have them playing a game that is not now owned by their competition. And so I think for
Right.
them, later part in the year, that's what they're focused on. Early part in the year, the marketing deals they have with their second and third party partners out there are what they're really super focused on. Some of those games I'm definitely going to be playing. I'm not, first party wise, I'm not interested whatsoever in The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Um, I enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. I didn't enjoy it enough to play through it again, I guess. and it's just too soon for me for a remaster to play through that again. So even though it's coming out on my birthday, January 19th, I'm not partaking in that. But Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I'm all
Mm.
there for that. I am all in there for that on PC. But still, it's good that it's on PlayStation. It's not on Xbox. That's something that is a console exclusive. I don't know if it's timed or whatever. What the actual deal is with that when it comes to potentially it coming to Xbox. But it's good that look. If that game looks really good, and if you want to play it, and you're not someone who has a PC, you know where you're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to play on the PlayStation. So that's a good one. Um, of course, as we discussed earlier, Final Fantasy VII
Is
Rebirth, February 29th. I can't wait.
right. I know you can.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So like that after that, I don't care about Rise of the Ronin. I just don't, I don't. Destiny 2 the final shape. Everyone here knows my thoughts about Destiny 2.
Stop
I
it.
wouldn't play that with your hands, with your eyes. So I don't care about it whatsoever. And we don't have a date on Stellar Blade, but Stellar Blade's coming sometime I think they said late. No, not late. I know I saw something about Stellar Blade, like a release period or something. Was it late 2024? I thought that was something else. There was something else that was late 2024.
Mm.
Oh yes, see fresh. Helldivers 2. I'll try Helldivers 2, but I'm not. It's nothing I'm excited about, but I'll try it. And yeah, it's still Stellar Blaze also another one that's coming to PC day one. So I'm getting it on PC as well. But still, that game is only going to be on Play. It's never coming to Xbox due to PlayStation partially funding its development and becoming part of a part publisher. Jeff says quarter 3 for Stellar Blades. That's it. That was it. I know I saw something in regards to a release period for Stellar Blade. So that's good. It's coming in that time period. Hopefully, it's a good game. I'm really I'm hopeful for that one. And I know some people say stuff like Lost Soul Aside. Like if you're been following Lost Soul Aside like me, you can't focus on really seriously thinking that game's coming out this year. You just gotta. It's been too many times that this game was supposed to come out in a particular year, and then it
Right.
just like it went. They went radio silent for the entire year, and then it'd be like, yeah, well, maybe next year. So I just,
Mm-hmm.
I've lost the confidence in thinking, even thinking that game is coming out. I'm just like, it's out of sight, out of mind for me, because I just can't. I think that game is a perfect example of what happens when feature creep causes a game to just kind of get become too much of a monster to control. And it's just every time they showed Yang Bing, the lead, the creator of it, talked about, showed it, it was
Mm-hmm.
like new stuff that was happening and new ideas. And look, anytime you implement something brand new in a game, you're talking months and months of time to implement that stuff correctly and make it right and make it not janky and make all the other stuff you gotta do to get it good. And his team, Util Zero, isn't a big team, so it's just that yeah. Let me not get into it because I'm just getting frustrated with
I hear it in your
all
voice.
all of my excitement for that game when I first saw it, and it's just like at this
I
point
hear
I'm
it in
just
your
like
voice.
whatever. But I think the biggest thing that I want to see personally for me with PlayStation is I need a roadmap and I need a great showcase. They gotta do it.
Yeah.
They have to do a showcase this year to make up for the trash showcase they had last year. And with
Last.
this showcase,
Yeah.
I need to see games that remind me why I have your platform. Because although I understand why you're getting into live service games, I understand why you because look when they look at they got better numbers than we do, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
MPD shows us on a monthly basis what are the most played games on every platform, when it comes to the consoles, it might as well be the same. You just put your hand over the top of the screenshot that shows you which platform it is.
Might as
It
well be
doesn't matter.
Xbox.
It might as well be Xbox. It might as well be the Switch. It does not matter. The most played
Yep.
games are the same 5 games at the top.
Yeah.
And I get it. All of them want their game to be their own personal games to be up there. They don't want to see Roblox. They don't want to see Fortnite. They don't want to see Apex Legends. They don't want to see all these other games that they're only getting 30% of a revenue cut off of microtransactions, battle passes, and whatever the heck else. They want it to be one of their own games, so I completely 1000% get it. Jeffy Gaming says Silent Hill 2 remake supposed to come out this year. That is also true. It's also being made by Bloober Team, and therefore, as far as I'm concerned, good luck. So that's at least they ain't have to write the story. But
He
it's
said
Bloober
at
Team.
least they did have to write the story.
It's
That's
Bloober Team.
true. That's true.
So
That's
I
true.
temper your expectations, Jeff. Just so that you don't feel be disappointed because it's Bloober Team. They haven't made a good game yet. Anyway, um, I need a great showcase. And I mean, just let me know what some of these other awesome studios are working on. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
what's next from Sucker Punch. Is it something else that continues the Ghost of Tsushima IP? Are you doing a new IP? Are you getting into something else? Like I want to see that. I want to see what Sony Santa Monica is doing outside of like maybe it's too soon for Sony Santa Monica. Um, Naughty Dog is talking about, oh, we'll be working on all these single player games. That's why we canceled. All right, well, show me. Show
Don't
me.
tell me, show me.
Right. yes, Dorian, Bloober Team's never made a good game. That I don't care which layers of fear, layers of mid. Okay, Bloober Team ain't good. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I want a good showcase. And I want to see some fire single player games. That's what I want to see. And it doesn't, and I know even what they show probably won't be coming out like this year or even maybe in 2025. But give us a taste, because I don't like seeing people who had a certain mindset of what was important about a platform completely flip flopping to, oh, it's not first party games at all. And I'm just like, I wish you to the today you could talk to the 2021 you, because y'all probably would end up trying to kill each other, considering y'all are completely saying completely opposite things. So I just want to see a better showcase. And look, I hope Concord is good, because you know me when it comes to live service games.
You there?
If it's a good game, I am there shooting people in the face, killing people. Putting highlights up on Twitter. I'm having a great time. You make a great game, I will be there. But I know what your forte is, and not gaming forte, but PlayStation Forte, single player games. So show me that single player games. What about you, man?
No, I agree. I agree. I think the biggest thing for PlayStation that you said was roadmap. Please give us a roadmap. Because if it wasn't for the fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is literally a couple months away, I contemplated literally not having a PlayStation 5 for a while. It's like,
what, you gonna sell it?
I was thinking about it, bro. It was like I was thinking about getting another monitor. I was like, man, that's another monitor sitting right there. It was like, because the biggest thing for me is, it's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, I already, I think, because I haven't given up on God of War, but I just need to finish it. It's just not, I think you gave me a little bit more energy, a little bit more faith to go through and just, grind through it, because I know the game is great. It is great. It's just that the slow part slowed me down so much. But then I didn't expect Spider-Man to like capture me as much as it did. And I was like, yo, the Spider-Man 2 is freaking incredible. So, and then who knows when the heck Wolverine's coming out? Because that's the only other game that is.
We do know when Wolverine's coming out.
Well, yeah, we do know when. Yeah, we do know. Yeah,
we know everything about Wolverine.
Yeah, we know everything about Wolverine.
Hey, you want to play Wolverine right now? You can play it right now on your PC.
Play it right now on PC, or if you're lucky enough to have a dev kit.
That's we joke, but that's really
you're right.
It's kind of messed up. But no, Wolverine is 2026. Next year is 2025 is Venom, and then we have the entire roadmap. I think 2028 is Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. Then
2029
is Ratchet and Clank,
and then 2030 is
the X-Men.
The X-Men.
Yeah, oh my God, it's gonna be so long from now. Well, at least, this is the thing. We have an unofficial roadmap from one of their studios. Unofficial roadmap.
We got an unofficial roadmap for one studio, which looks great.
Which looks great. Yeah, that's a really good looking roadmap you got there. I wish Sony did that for all the other studios they have. So, but no, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm keeping it. I just want to know more, especially now. Because before I could care less. I could just like put the blinders on and be like, oh, I'm just waiting for whatever game to come out because I'm playing nothing but Destiny anyway. Now that my appetite has kind of widened and I'm playing a lot of different other things that I normally wouldn't play. Like, I wasn't really looking at games like Rise of the Ronin, but now I am. I'm like, yo, this actually does look pretty cool. So I think I might actually dive into that game when it comes out. And then Stellar Blade, or I call it Stellar Cheeks. I'm like, yo, I might have to. Yeah,
The
well, yeah,
yams.
Stellar Yams. I was like, yo, this
Yo,
game
hey,
right here.
I gotta say this real quick. Right?
Go
So
ahead.
like, Shift Up, the developer for Stellar Blade,
Uh huh.
posted a screenshot of the body model, who
Mm,
was a real, I guess, model, Korean model, maybe she's a pop singer or something, I don't know, in or actress in South Korea, of her in like I don't think she was in a bikini, but she was in something that was kind of revealing. But it was like they had the machine. She was like being photo scanned for
mm-hmm.
the character, and you could definitely tell by the face that like, yeah, that's her, right? But this girl had like her legs looked like. Remember how I used to go in on the
Oh, I
Wookiees
see it.
and
Yeah, I see the. I
you
see
remember
the. Oh, yeah, I see it. Good
you remember
God.
how I used to go in on the Wookiees legs and Jedi Fallen Order. I
They
was
need to
like
go. They skip
they,
leg day.
they skip leg day, like this girl, look, lady, I
Man,
you know
they got no. Where did they
you're a
get?
beautiful woman. You need to eat a cheeseburger or two. We need to fill them. We need to fill them legs out. But like that is just like, it's clearly to me. I laughed when I saw it because I was like, them devs that Shift Up was like, yeah,
We gotta
let's
accentuate you a little bit.
Cause you look at the actual character, you look at her, like everything is accurate from like the hip up, and then
Basically,
the
that's
hip
about
down
it.
is like a
Everything else
different
is
person.
like, no, that ain't you, girl.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
That ain't you.
Continue, man. Continue.
No, but yeah. I'm definitely interested in that game, and I was talking to my wife about it, and we were actually talking about, because she's a huge Grand Theft Auto person. When she found out that Grand Theft Auto 6 is like 2025, she almost cried. And I said, well, that's probably not even the worst part of it. The worst part is it's probably gonna be a 2025 game at close to like September, October. So you
Right.
really got 2 years. So she's like, yeah, that sucks. But we were talking about games and stuff, and we talked about like how my favorite games growing up were RPGs, JRPGs, and stuff like that. And Grand Blue Relink is something that I would normally be into, but I've been so heavily involved in like action games and shooters and stuff like that, where my RPGs just kind of fell to the wayside. And what made me kind of really want to get back into them is I want to think around October, I picked back up what's the name of it? What's the Scarlet Nexus? I picked that back up because
Oh, I love
I
Scarlet
never
Nexus.
beat it, and I picked it back up to start playing again. And of course, I had to start over because I was like, I don't know anything
Yeah,
that's
that
going on.
story is so complex and
I
so
was like, I don't.
anime. It's
Yeah,
such an anime story.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So I
You gotta start over to play that.
Yeah,
Which
so I started over.
I
Plus
might just
the
do that
plus the
myself. Just
move
play
list
through
and
it
the
again.
combo system. You got to get explained to you again, like how you can tie the two different combos together and everything. I said, yeah, I'm just gonna start this over again, and that kind of got me interested to be like, okay, I need to jump back in and start playing, games like that. So there's a lot of games that's on PlayStation that I'm really like interested in that I normally like would be like, yeah, I could wait on this and I could wait on that. So it's not as dire for somebody like me, but for a person that likes to know what's happening and what's the long term plan for the platform that you own, it does suck not knowing anything, and the fact that Naughty Dog is turned into the remaster studio at this point. And as much as I want to play Last of Us Part 2 on PC, I just can't justify paying you to play that on PC.
I'm
It
skipping that
hasn't
on
even been
PC.
it hasn't even been out long enough.
I'm skipping it on PC for multiple reasons. One, if they are working with Iron Galaxy again,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going
yeah.
to
I
risk
gotta
my
wait.
PC with them like destroying. Like I don't want my PC. Look, I love my PC. Okay,
Yeah.
and I uninstalled The Last of Us Part One because it made my PC crash with that unoptimized mess of a game
Mm-hmm.
they made. It no, my new PC at that. Okay, like I played it with my old PC and where my CPU was screaming for help. for no reason for this old
Hmm.
game, this old design game that y'all can't seem to like. Why in the world y'all even went with Iron Galaxy in the first place is beyond
Yep,
me.
I agree.
But they need to get Nixus or Jetpack. Is it Jetpack Interactive that did the God of War ones? Look, they need to rotate the three best support studios that do porting to PC and just roll with them. Iron Galaxy, thank you, but no, thank you. Your services. They didn't do a good job on the Legacy of Thieves collection of Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. They basically just straight ported the game with no upgrades, considering like all the freedom and versatility and extra power you would get from multiple different iterations on PC. You
Hmm.
didn't even like Digital Foundry exposed that they even had like certain areas and certain like the draw distance wasn't even as good as it was on Ultra as it was on the PS5. It's like, yo, why is Iron Galaxy so garbage? Just stop
Yeah,
using them, yo. Like I'm not that interested in playing, as I said earlier, in playing The Last of Us Part 2 again anyway. But even if I was, if y'all working with Iron Galaxy again, I'm a pass. Or at least
yeah.
not get it until like a year later when it's actually fixed.
Catch the
Because
Steam sale.
because at launch it's gonna be a hot mess.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that. So that I think that's kind of my take on it. Just want to see what's happening next, and really going to dive in and take advantage of a lot of the games that's over there that's and coming out. But I definitely just need to know. I need to see a direct. I need some type of showcase. We can't go through this year like we did last year, where you basically did these singular showcases where you talked about pretty much the one game that you had that came out last year, which was Spider-Man, and not have something broader to talk about the future of PlayStation. A lot of people gave them a pass, kind of gave them a pass due to the fact that the Activision Blizzard deal was going on, and everybody was trying to play the weak card, like, oh, we don't have this and we don't have that, and nobody wanted to kind of flex their muscles outside of Nintendo on the games they had coming out. You don't have that excuse this year because everything is on board now. So now it's time to like kind of delight your fans and let them know what's coming. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to for PlayStation. And Final Fantasy is by far not even there's not even it's literally the most anticipated game for me this year. Like the second would be Hellblade right after that. So I'm really looking forward to what that's coming up. So moving on to our last platform, Lomo's second favorite platform behind his PC, the Nintendo platform. Everybody's favorite platform because they all have kids if you have them.
Them
Uh,
lies. Go ahead.
Nintendo, once again, another strong year. Sales on the Switch have declined significantly over the course of this year. I still think they're going to hit that mark of 155 million before they all call it said and done.
I
But
agree.
the burning question though, when is a Switch 2 coming? When is the next iteration, even if it's not Switch 2, when is the next iteration of your platform coming? Because everybody, even myself, is tired of playing games at 720p and in less than 60 frames per second, and probably not even at a steady 30 frames per second. So
I think
uh I think that's the biggest thing. But go ahead, Slow Mo. What do you want to see from Nintendo in 2024, and if you're excited for anything they have coming?
um software wise, nothing, because I don't know what they're dropping this year.
Good
I just
question,
don't
Face.
I don't know software wise, but and I've never been big on Nintendo IP. So if it's like that Metroid Prime 4 finally, like for me, I know a lot of people be like, "Yay," and I'll be like, "Yeah, okay." Like I don't care. It's some of their other um like second or third party exclusives are the only reason why I own one,
Right.
like Fire Emblem. Freaking love Fire Emblem. So if another Fire Emblem's coming, I may jump on that. But I think what's going to be really big for them this year is this Switch 2. What does the Switch 2? How powerful is it? Is
Right.
really important. Because people kind of tired of playing these games on really obsolete, outdated hardware, and then now you got these PC handhelds out here that are just leapfrogging the Switch when it comes to power, and then you can do emulators and play the same games just more with better visuals and performance. They really got to step it up for the easier native experience of their software and their product. And I think when it comes to that, I'm slightly interested, but it just kind of depends on how much more powerful it is.
Right.
Either way, it's going to sell like crazy.
Man.
It's going to sell like Nintendo is going to. It's going to be hard to find. It's going to sell, but they have to be careful to not make the Wii U mistake. Like because the Wii was a massive success,
Yeah.
and then they came out with the Wii U and they didn't market it right. The name sucked, and
Yeah, that's
a
true.
lot of people didn't even realize, casual gamers didn't even realize this was a new platform and not like an add-on to a Wii. And so like they really missed the boat there. And I hope they don't make that. I think there's been enough change at Nintendo leadership wise that they probably won't have that pitfall again. That they'll and I think not only that, but it needs to look like physically different enough from the actual Switch where people are like, oh yeah, yeah, that's the new one, that's the new thing. It probably will continue to do, if they're smart, still be a console handheld hybrid like that. They need to continue that. That needs to be the focus. But let's get some Joy Cons that are a bit more comfortable to work with.
Mm-hmm.
That people don't feel more comfortable just choosing to not use them at all and using controllers instead to play games that they feel are a little bit more intensive. Let's find ways to have where I understand in handheld mode that you need to be, you're more concerned with power, and how much power you're using, so that because that battery is important. If you're in handheld mode, it's you could be like the ROG Ally where it looks great for the 20 minutes I'm able to play it. You need to find that balance where it looks good enough and the frame rate is good enough and I can play it for a while without needing to be tethered to a wall socket.
Mm-hmm.
And but what I would love to see is that you have that, but then when I put it in the dock, I get more power.
That would be
Like
nice.
docked like we were talking before about Prince of Persia, and
Yep.
they had the spec list. And so, and you notice Ubisoft has developed Prince of Persia on Switch, where it's 720p 60 in handheld, which is fantastic for the Switch because almost nothing runs at 720p and 60 frames per second on the Switch in handheld. But that will. And then 1080p 60 docked, and I'm like, what? I maybe I'm just so far from Nintendo that I don't really like pay attention like that. But I
Right.
did not know that there was any games that were doing that on the regular Switch. That needs what Ubisoft or Prince of Persia is doing for the Switch needs to be the norm for the Switch too, where it's slightly less resolution and maybe slightly less performance in handheld mode, but in docked mode, you are getting a different experience. It makes it worth it to dock it because the reason why I have sold almost every handheld I've had is because I really don't play them in handheld like that unless I have literally no choice, like I'm stuck in a hospital, right? But when I play the Switch OLED, I'm playing it docked on my TV. I'm not playing it. I've almost never played in handheld mode, but I would love to have a bigger reason to play it docked, and it's because the performance is better docked, and it should be. You should be able to put the technology in the dock that allows that, and I just want to see. That's what I would like to see, but who knows? Who knows? What about you, man?
Yeah, so the only thing I'm really interested from Nintendo at this point is well, I'll start with games. Even though it is not an exclusive game to their platform, Hollow Knight Silk Song, I can't wait for that game to come out. I'm gonna play it on the Switch because that's the type of game I like to play on my Switch. It's more of a portable game. Even though I know it's gonna most likely be way better on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, and that might be a game that I double dip on anyways. But the majority of the gameplay on that or playtime on that game is going to be on the Switch, so I'm definitely looking forward to that on there. Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. Can't wait for that to come out. Love Paper Mario. Gonna be a
Okay.
game that definitely looking forward to jumping into. And Metroid, it's like the closest thing you're gonna get to Zelda for me when it comes to like Zelda's still like my
So you
overall
think
favorite
Metroid Prime
franchise.
4 is definitely coming this year?
It's like at a certain point it has to come at some point. Like it's like the most worst kept secret ever. It's like worse than like the funny thing is it's worse kept than the Switch 2.
Hmm.
It's like at some point every year they have something like we had Dread, like last year it was Dread.
Question for you. Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
okay, real quick. When do you think Switch 2 is coming out?
Oh man, see, and that's the thing. I think it's going to get announced this year. And it's not coming out till March of next year.
What?
I think it's getting announced this year, but it's coming out March of next year.
Okay.
Because
With
I
the
think they're
Switch,
gonna. I
with
think
the
they're gonna
original
have the
Switch, they
win.
announced it and then they launched it like a month later.
Okay, so that means they're gonna announce it next year. Because I think it's not coming out till next year. Because I think they like that window where because the thing of okay, so this is the thing people don't realize, and I'm not saying you, just some people talk about well they will release it during the holidays because that's where you're gonna get maximum sales, and I say okay, that sounds good, but if you can sell your console like Nintendo did in April of 2017, that means your holiday you're just gonna double up on it because you're gonna sell pretty much every system you get over the spring. Any system that you could produce, you're going to sell,
I
and
am
then that
I
gives you.
I completely disagree with it. I think
You
it's
think
coming
so?
out. I think it's coming out before the summer.
No,
Look,
heck no,
with the Switch, with the first
no.
Switch in January of 2017,
What did
as a
are
they
you
did
sure
not
they
announce.
announced it and a month later it
I
came out?
Yes, I am fairly certain they did. They made a big announcement, and then like a month or two later, it was out. I'm gonna go look it up. I think they're going to, and they did it in the spring, and it was and it sold like crazy. Um,
It was announced
Announce.
October 20th of 2016.
No, it wasn't.
It said the
Hold up.
Switch was unveiled October 20th, 2016. Known in development by codename NX, the concept came about Nintendo's reaction to several quarters of financial losses in 2014, a tribute to the poor sales of the Wii U and the market competition in the mobile games. It says October. Literally, Google says
I'm looking at
October 20th.
Nintendo revealed technical details of the Switch, including its worldwide launch date and price at a press event
No,
in Tokyo,
yes.
January 13, 2017.
Yes, they announced they did the specs of the system in January, but they
They showed
announced it was a thing in October.
that doesn't. We already know it's a thing, Forte.
No, they showed it in October. Like they literally showed you what the system looked like. They just didn't tell you the specs of the system until January.
The
So I'm
first
saying
time
they're going to
I saw
officially announce the
a
system this year.
trailer, first time I saw a trailer and anything running on it was in 2017.
That's what I'm not Slow-mo once again.
and then they launched it like in March.
Slow-mo, once again, let me tell you, okay, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I think they're do the same thing. I'm just saying Nintendo is going to finally stop playing Cloak and Dagger this year. And they're going to tell you that there's a Switch 2 coming this year. They're going to say, hey, Switch 2 coming this year. Well, not this year, but they're going to say Switch 2, it's real, it's coming. And they're probably going to tell you it's coming in March of next year. And then in January or February, a couple of months before the Switch comes out, they're going to do the complete blanket statement and show you all the games coming on it. They're going to do all of that stuff.
So you think they're not going to talk about it at all until October?
Yes, they're not going to talk about it until October. No, I don't know about October. I just said this year. I know they're going to do it this year, but it's not going to come out until March of next year. I don't know when they're going to talk about it this year. I'm just saying October 20th is when they did it for the original Switch. The Switch came out in April, I believe. It came out in April 2020 in 2017. So they announced it in October. They talked about the specs. Is it March? I don't know. Look at it. It came out the same time as Zelda. Was it March for
March
Zelda?
3rd. Came out March 3rd.
Okay, so they announced it in October.
And their presentation was January 13th.
Yes, so 2 months later. So they announced it on the 20th of October. Presentation was January 13th. Then they released it 2 months later. So it was like a 2-month buildup. So they may do the same thing.
All they did in October was come out with a press statement saying, hey, we got a new...
That's them saying it's a thing.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. Look,
that's what I'm talking about.
The very first time that we even heard of what a PS5 was from Sony and what an Xbox Series X was is when they showed it, right?
Yes.
Then that's when it was revealed. Like I said, revealed and then launched. Revealed in January. They didn't reveal it in October. They said, hey, we got a new system coming. Wait till January.
No, because this is the thing. They didn't even talk about the name. Well, listen, they didn't even talk about PlayStation actually talked about the PlayStation 5, and they showed the logo of the PlayStation 5 before they even showed the logo. System.
Right. It's just the logo.
They announced that the system was a thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're gonna do a full-fledged blow-up.
When people say the reveal of a system, they don't talk about the moment that the company acknowledged it existed.
I didn't say reveal. I said they're going to announce the system is real. I said the opposite of what you said. You not hear. See, this is when you come to you want to be argumentative with me.
No, I'm not.
I said you are right in what you're saying. I said you are right because they are most likely going to do. They're going to do a press release where they're going to announce that the system is real. They're going to stop doing a Cloak and Dagger thing and say, hey, this is the name of the system. Pretty much like they did with the Switch. They said it was always code name NX all the way. We always knew what the code name was. We knew it was a new system, but they finally said, yeah, Nintendo Switch, this is the next generation handheld system that we're making. They had like little screenshots and stuff that they like concept art and stuff, but then they officially did a press release and showed it off in January. So you're right.
And that is the reveal. And that's what I'm saying. They're going to reveal it this year.
That's the reveal.
They're going to announce it, reveal it, and launch it this year.
Okay. You think they're going to announce it? They're going to release it this year?
Yes.
Okay. I would love to. Man, who knows with Nintendo? I as much as I want to hear and disagree with you, who knows with Nintendo? I just think that. Are they going to do it? Like, what is your month? What month do you think it's going to happen?
I think between February and March, they will announce that they are they officially announce what we all know, that they've been working on a new system, a new Switch. I think they will reveal it in like May or June, and they will release it later this year, like around holiday time. So give it maybe 2 or 3 months after that they announce it. They'll do the actual launch of the Switch 2. Give it like September, October, something like that. They want it out before the holiday rush comes in because they're gonna mop up this
They
holiday.
gonna mop up
They're
even
gonna
more if they
outsell
release it.
everybody.
They gonna mop up even more if they sell it, no matter when they sell it. Why? So you telling me you think it's better for them to sell it during the holidays than sell it during a non-holiday season and then double
I mean,
dip
look, they're
during the
going to
holiday?
sell. They're going. I mean, yeah, I mean, for them, it doesn't matter as long if they keep up with the same things, aspects of this new system that made the first one popular. It doesn't really matter when they release it. They could get this holiday. If anything, launching this year just was going to bring them more money because they're going to get this holiday, and then they're going to be selling like crazy when people get their tax returns early next year, and then they're going to be selling like crazy all throughout the year, and they're going to sell even more next holiday in 2025. So this doesn't matter at that point. It's just whenever they launch is when they're going to be letting the money flow through crazy. So it is what it is. It's I just think that they want to, when it's ready to come out, they're going to be ready to go. And I guess my other question here, what I was leading up to before we start arguing,
Yeah, go ahead.
if they get this game out before October, the system out before like October, is Call of Duty on the Switch too?
Yes.
You think as soon as they come out with
Oh
it,
no,
Call of
not
Duty would
not
be
the
there?
first one. I think the not the year that Call of Duty comes out that year, but the next year it will be.
So, and then it will be simultaneous launches with Xbox, PC, and
Yep.
everything else after that.
Yep, I believe
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
I do think that once the Switch 2 comes out, so if it comes out this year, I don't think Call of Duty this year will be on it, but I do think going forward, starting next year, Call of Duty will be on.
Gotcha.
Check out the poll, guys. When will Switch 2 release? Holiday 2023, spring, summer 2024, spring, summer 2023.
Holiday 2023 is over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is over. I meant to say holiday 2025. So the first one is holiday 20. Matter of fact, I'm just going to redo.
Just redo the whole thing.
I'm just gonna redo that. I was like, I'm just gonna redo that. But yeah, I mean, you made some real compelling points on that. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you on it. I think it's just the semantics on them announcing it because it's like they don't even want. I think for me, we all know it's a thing, but they don't even want to announce that as a thing, and I know why. Because the
Because
reason you
they
don't
don't
want to,
want to
because
they
they don't
don't
want
want
to
to upset
cannibalize their
scales.
sales right now.
Right. Because their
So
Switch is selling still pretty good now. It's not selling the way it used to, but it's still selling good. And they don't want the moment they come out and publicly admit there is a new Switch coming, there is a significant percentage of the people who would have bought a Switch OLED right now who will say, instead of buying this right now, I'm going to wait until their new thing is out.
right, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. For the most part, it's mostly just semantics. At that certain point, it just really comes down to which one is good for you. Polls up: summer 2020, summer spring 2024, spring 25 or summer 25, holiday 24 or holiday 25. Let us know what you think about. Legendary Yobi said, missed y'all arguing. Yeah, man. Listen, I love arguing
What's
with
up, Yobi?
Slomo because Slomo don't give no ground. I don't give any ground. And it's cool. I love it, man. It's very therapeutic and it's cool. But I didn't the funny thing is I really didn't expect us to argue about a Nintendo, but then again, maybe I did because you have this starch belief about Nintendo. Like I'm surprised you didn't say who said Nintendo gonna come out with a handheld. You know how Nintendo is. They gonna probably do something completely different. They gonna mess it up.
Well, I think that's just why I brought up new leadership now, because like previous leadership, I believe would have come out with something completely different, or come out with a similar device with a name that's so similar to the Switch that a lot of people didn't even realize there's a new thing there, or something like that. Like they would have made some of a lot of the same mistakes they kept making in the past. I think new leadership is a bit more focused and understands the markets a bit better, and they know how to bleed the Nintendo community as
Yeah,
much as possible, and they're going to bleed you dry. They absolutely will. I do think that the rumored price is correct, the $400 retail MSRPD. I think that is accurate. And I
yeah,
think
same.
and I think they went that route because not because the hardware requires like the cost of producing these things makes it so $400 needs to be it for them to even barely make a profit. No, no, no. It's because they ain't dropping the price of the original Switch.
No,
That's why.
that price ain't dropped. They just add games to
That
it.
Switch OLED is still gonna be $300, homeboy. That Switch that Switch Lite still gonna be $200, and then you're gonna get this new one for 400.
That's what
They
I
ain't
think they're gonna
dropping no
do.
prices. That's all. The reason why it's $400 because it's more powerful than the $300 piece of garbage. They won't drop the price of.
I do think that they will probably drop the price of the standard because I do think that the standard Switch will become the Switch Lite. I'm not saying they're going to drop it to $200, but I
Mm-hmm.
can see them dropping the price of like getting rid of the Switch Lite in general and dropping the price of the Switch to $249, where it's $50 more than the Switch Lite,
Okay,
and
but
they still have the
Forte,
ability to sell Joy Cons to people.
why? Why? Why do any of that when you're still
I
selling
mean,
well?
because then you're talking about, okay, so then you got a tiered price of 300, 350, 400.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
I
the Switch OLED is 350,
it's
right?
350.
Okay, they'll drop the Switch OLED because they don't sell the original Switch without the OLED anymore, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So
They'll
there is no
Yeah.
$300 one. So just drop. They'll drop the Switch OLED the 300 just
So you think they'll
to
just get rid of the version 2 Switch, so the one with the LCD they'll just get rid of and just do OLED as
haven't
the
they?
entry?
I mean, you work at GameStop, you know. I thought they
No,
already
we
got rid of. I thought
no,
they
we
already
still
got rid
have
of
them.
that.
No, that's their
You
cheaper
do
one
you
for
still have
299.
them because
Yes.
they're in
Yes.
circulation and people
No, I
are
still have them.
brand new?
Yes, brand new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they still have it because that's the one because that's the bundle they do with like that's the bundle they did with Mario Kart this year.
Hmm. Okay, I think they will drop the version 2, keep the Switch Lite, no drop in price, still $200. Drop the Switch
$300.
oh the Switch Lite's 200.
I thought you said they're going to keep the Switch Lite.
Keep the Switch Lite.
Okay, yeah, that's
Drop
200. Yeah.
drop Switch One's version 2. That they only came out with because they were trying to find a way to stop people from
Hacking the
hacking
version
the
1.
Switch. Right.
Yeah.
They'll drop that because they don't need that no more. The Switch OLED will go down to $300, and then Switch 2 will be 400.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them dropping like because I think the OLED is going to be the more popular, not the more popular system, but the more in demand system because that's the one that most people are going to buy because it's like the middle entry level one for the one that hook up to your TV. So they really don't need to keep the standard Switch anymore. So $100 delta between the new hotness
All
and
three.
what people get.
A
Yeah.
$100 delta between all three. Yeah.
Yeah, $100 because that's yeah that I can see that happening. Um, Shout out to the 14 people that voted, and if you want to vote in the poll that we have right now,
Get
13% of the
look
people are
look at
saying
look at
I
what
know. Holiday 2024. Yeah, so spring summer 2024 is
like I said.
13%. Spring summer 2025 is 33%. Holiday 24 is 40%, and holiday 25 is 13%. So this is the funny thing. But this is the funny thing.
Seems like most
So
people agree with
no,
me.
more people believe in what you're saying, but the two windows that we're picking are the ones that the people agree the most in. Because if Nintendo is going to release a console, they're either going to do it in the holiday or they're going to do it the summer. They're going to do it next summer, spring, summer next year. It's not going to be this year. It's not going to be holiday next year. So it's either going to be sometime within the next 14 months. We'll have a new Switch in our hand or a new whatever the heck they're going to call it. So that's cool. But appreciate you guys for hitting us up on that, and shout out
appreciate you guys for agreeing with me.
Oh, shut up. Shout out to TSWS Gaming. He said he had a great show today. Really appreciate you coming over here and hanging out with us. You know, Ham Solo, really appreciate you, bro. Good job over there, man. You always putting out hot fire content and got some very unique guests on that show. People I never even knew before. And when I check it out, I always find something new. So shout out to you and everything you do over there. Slow-mo, let's move over to our last topic, but I will ask you one last question about 2024 before we move over to that.
Yeah.
Of all 3 platforms, who do you think is going to have the most successful 2024 of all of them?
Nintendo.
Why?
Because Nintendo's going to launch the Switch 2 this year.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair if Nintendo does all. Okay, so if Nintendo doesn't release a Switch 2 this year, who has them? It could still be Nintendo. It could still be Nintendo.
That's not the answer I wanted, Slow-mo.
No, it's not. No, it's a good answer because that's a given. If Nintendo releases a Switch 2, they're gonna mop this year up. It's not even gonna be funny because they're gonna release a bunch of games that and we will see something like a Metroid Prime 2, because I do think that games like Metroid Prime 4 are kind of tied to the Switch 2.
They're going to come out with a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom combined remaster that they're going to sell for like $90. And then they're going to tell you, we're only going to sell it for $90 for 90 seconds. So you better buy it in that 90 seconds or it's gone for like the next 2 years. And it's going to sell. Right. It's going to sell millions.
Millions, bro. They're gonna be the ones that gonna say no. They won't even give you. They don't give you longer than that. They'll give you longer than 90. They'll just tell you like, hey, just to let y'all know, this is a limited run game that you can only buy for the next 7 months. And after 7 months, it's gone forever. You can't buy it on the eShop. You can't buy it at retail brand new anymore. Basically making another Super Mario All-Stars 3D.
And why? Because we can.
Because Nintendo, because we can. Because they're the only ones that get away with it. But shout out to you guys. I really appreciate the back and forth on that. Slow-mo, last topic. What huge acquisitions do you think we're going to see in 2024? A lot of different rumors out there. You sent me some information about CD Projekt Red, basically saying, nah, man, we ain't looking to be acquired by anybody. But we also heard that from Bungie too. At some point.
You keep saying that.
We also heard
inaccurately
that from Bungie too.
You keep saying that inaccurately.
I know. I'm just being messy. I know.
Yeah, they only said that about Microsoft, and that's it.
I know. They only said it about Microsoft. I'm being messy. Stop trying to take my sunshine away. But no, what do you think we're going to see from the acquisition front in 2024?
All right, I will. I don't think Nintendo's going to acquire anybody.
They don't need
to. I think they need to acquire Platinum. I think Nintendo? That would be
What all games do they make? What does Platinum still make for them?
They did Astral Chain.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and Astral Chain was decent. Like I think they work well with Platinum.
They do,
and with Bayonetta 2 as well. So
and Bayonetta 3.
I think they need to acquire them to save them from themselves. I think.
Oh yeah, that's
Platinum kind of very hit and miss. But when they work with Nintendo, they seem to, and maybe as a publisher, Nintendo kind of keeps them on the focused. and because when they work with say like Square Enix or anyone else, either the game comes out and it's a massive disappointment or it gets canceled, or they get fired off of other games like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So and they lost Kamaya, so I don't know how big of an impact that's going to be for them. But I do think that Nintendo would do well to acquire. I don't think they will, but I think they should. When it comes to Xbox, I do think Xbox, and I said this years ago. I said this all the way back when Embracer acquired these studios in like 50 IP off of Square Enix. I said that Microsoft would acquire Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics off of Embracer. I know for a fact that I'm not gonna say that. Look, this is what I'm gonna say. We already know for a fact that Perfect Dark is being developed with Crystal Dynamics for Microsoft, and that Eidos Montreal is helping Playground with Fable. I don't think that you would have those two studios from Embracer working on first party games for Xbox unless it was some kind of testing feeling out process to kind of see how it goes. But I do think that
Right.
if the ABK thing didn't turn into such a regulator civil war kind of just crazy, regulator nonsense going on, that they would have already made those acquisitions. And if anything, Embracer being in the position they are now makes it an even sweeter deal on at Microsoft's part, because they could be a bit more aggressive in negotiations and not pay whatever they were going to pay initially. Uh, Either way, with Embracer, whatever they sell to Microsoft will probably be even higher than what they paid to get them off of Square Enix anyway. So it's going to be a win-win for both Embracer and Microsoft. But I do think that those two studios would be the only acquisitions that Microsoft gets this year. I know there's a lot of Xbox guys that think they get another publisher or something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
they can't make those kind of moves no more. Like they can't make those big moves like that without a regulator really getting in on them. So they need to make these kind of moves where they're acquiring these developers and maybe putting them under a particular umbrella they already got set up. Uh, Alan Hartman, who now runs Xbox Game Studios, will likely would be bringing those two under his wing. So that's my idea.
Mm.
About PlayStation, I think PlayStation acquires a publisher this year.
Ooh.
The easy
Is it the
bet would
one that
be
everybody thinks?
with Square Enix. I mean, that would be
Yeah, that's
the
the
easy
easy
bet,
one.
right? That'll be the easy one. But it's like I'm kind of on the fence with it because it's like they've been doing so many cuts
Mm-hmm.
with their own staff and with Bungie, with some harsh cuts there. Even Insomniac, as money as Insomniac has been for them since this generation has started, even Insomniac had to start laying some people off. So I think if they can get that figured out, I think they might go ahead and do that with Square Enix. But uh, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it won't be them. But if it's not them, I don't see them acquiring any other like big studios or anything like that. They may do deals like they did with Haven, where there's a like let's say Stellar Blade comes out and it's awesome. It's such a massive W. I can see them acquiring Shift Up. That would be a easy acquisition for a studio that's like between 50 to 100 developers, and have had they've only made a lot of like mobile games before, and this would be their first real foray into this kind of market, and they're good at it. Like you could get them on a really good price before they start to really get big, and it could be a
Mm,
similar like kind of acquisition to, it would be cheaper than Insomniac, but like
it would be
what
cheaper.
but what you get out of it would be probably maybe not as profitable as the Sonic has been for Sony after that acquisition, but maybe something similar, right? Um, I think something like that could happen if Stellar Blade really impresses, but outside of them just bringing some of these studios that they're partnered with under their umbrella to kind of keep them from the competition, I don't see them making any of the big moves this year. What about you, man? What are your
Yeah,
thoughts there?
for Nintendo, I kind of I didn't think about Platinum, and that probably would be the best move for them. I didn't have them purchasing anybody because I just don't feel like they need to. But if we're just talking about for preservation, it would be a good get for them to pick up Platinum because they do make some high profile games for them. And it always seems like Nintendo, they always come through for Nintendo when it comes to the games that they release for them. They don't kind of miss on them. So that would be a really, really good purchase for them. Shout out to the one true king right here. But
Yeah, that jerk.
that jerk, we said, kill him, kill him. He was talking real reckless. um, when it comes to PlayStation, absolutely. It's kind of not even a secret that they need to purchase somebody, and Square's the obvious choice. The fact that the thing that you were talking about when it came to Square basically dissolving their Western studio side, when it comes to all their Western studios and all their Western IPs and stuff, it just
Mhm.
seemed like they were trying to trimming the fat to make themselves look more appealing to Sony, for
Right.
Sony to
They
pick
got,
them up.
try to get toned up,
Yep, tried
try
to
to
get
get that
toned
ring.
up. You had to go get. They didn't want to skip leg day. They wanted to be in there. So I think that would be the traditional, the kind of easy pickup for them. If I had to expand past that, picking some like, I don't think that they would be in the business to pick up Sega wholesale, but I do think that their partnership that they do have with Sega when it comes to like if Sega's willing to sell off like a division of it like Atlas, that would be a good gift for them too. I just don't think
Sega's not doing that.
Sega's not I just don't think Sega would do that
Atlas is
because
too
Sega was
important.
like if we're gonna sell, we're gonna sell the whole thing.
Yeah, like Sega recently talked about also like people
Well
keep
Sega Sammy, yeah.
yeah, Sega's not going to the Xbox either.
No,
So
they're not.
sorry, Everborn. I know he's listening, and he's balled up his fists and screaming at the sky right now. But no, yeah, you're not getting Sonic, yeah, and
Yeah,
exclusive.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, no.
but
The reason why I said that is because Sega recently came out with, like, I remember seeing like some kind of slide where they were talking about like their most important IP, and even though Sonic is in there, and I don't know why, but Sonic was up there with the Like a Dragon, franchise, and the Persona IP, and so those three are their most important IP, and Atlas is a huge part of that. So like
yeah.
they wouldn't sell Atlas.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think the same thing either. So I do think that Square's the obvious choice for them. When it comes to Xbox, once again, definitely agree. I just think that when there was smoke, there was fire with everything going on with Square and the fact that Crystal Dynamics and who's the Hitman one?
IO
IO,
Interactive.
yeah, IO Interactive. the fact that those studios were split off, the fact that the Embracer Group is going through the financial,
Well, they never owned IO Interactive, but they did sell the Hitman
the
IP
Hitman,
back
yeah, they
to
sold the hit to back to
yeah.
yeah. So the fact, I
Which is
just think,
interesting because IO Interactive, I think it was Jess Corton of Windows Central and
yeah,
Xbox Two that revealed that IO Interactive was working on a Xbox game, as well as People Can Fly. People Can Fly, I think, made an announcement that they were working on the Xbox game,
mm-hmm.
but IO Interactive supposed to be working on some kind of very different from a Hitman franchise kind of game, and that has yet to be revealed. So maybe that gets revealed this year eventually at some point. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
But
yeah, so I think you're gonna see no publishers. I think right now you're just gonna see studios. So I do think that you're gonna finally at some point during whenever they decide to announce what's going on with Perfect Dark is the moment that they're gonna announce that they acquired Crystal Dynamic. But the one that I really think that they are going to finalize this year and they need not to wait on it. Asobo needs to be purchased this year. They can't let Asobo just sit out there. I understand that they get the cake and they're eating it and they get the ice cream and everything at the same time because they make, Microsoft Flight Sim for them, but they also make other good games like Plague Tale Requiem and everything like that. I think that studio is is too good of a studio to just leave out with the code for somebody else to come through and pick up. I think they
I
need to
agree
just
with
go
that.
ahead and I think they just need to hurry,
Yeah.
just lock it up, get that studio in your first party. They're very, very, it seems like they're very, very intent to make the smaller games that Xbox wants them to make, on top of the fact that they can always have a studio that is making their, especially now it looks like they're going yearly with Flight Sim because they're doing
Yeah, they got
2023, they're
two
doing
different teams.
2024. Yeah,
Yeah, they got
so
a team that does Flight Sim, and they got another team
that
that does other games like the Plague Tale games.
the
Which
PlayStation, yeah,
I think that kind of content would be is perfect for their platform, and to have like that's the kind of stuff that brings value to Game Pass. If that was, now it was cool that a Plague Tale Requiem was in Game Pass at launch, but it was also on other platforms. You had that console exclusive.
yeah,
Like that really brings way more value to Game Pass than just, oh well, I can get
yeah,
it here. If I don't have a subscription, then I can just pay a few bucks and play through it. If I already have it, then I don't have to pay anything additional extra, that kind of deal. In addition to that, Asobo's game engine
mm-hmm.
is very, very good. It's a
Very.
very good engine. I mean, it ain't Snowdrop good, but it's good. It's very good.
I mean, it's good
And
for the size of the developer that's working with it.
yeah, but I also kind of feel like what you don't want is, so like everyone says that, well, all you need to do is just like, if you work close with that publisher or that developer, what do you need to buy them for? You're already getting what you need from it. Um, that's true to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
You can always get more if you have them exclusive, and you can take that away from your competition. So that would just by it's addition by subtraction at that
A
point.
proxy, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think BioWare needs to always be a warning
Mm-hmm.
lesson to anyone that thinks that you're always going to be able to get those games exclusive. Let's say you're getting exclusive games from a developer. You're always going to be able to get that. Well, that's not always the case, because prior to EA acquiring BioWare only made games on Xbox. And then that the quality of those games went down over a period of time because of EA's mismanagement. So now, not only did you lose a exclusive content to your platform, but the quality games that developer was providing on your platform were impacted by the mismanagement of people that you can't control.
Right.
And then, let's say, remember when they were working with, I forgot the name of that developer, but like they showed off the destruction for Crackdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reason why Crackdown took so long to come out is because I think it was Amazon that bought that developer, and then Amazon had the developer stop working on Crackdown.
Mm-hmm.
You want that to happen with Asobo and Flight Sim before the 10-year contract is up? Maybe Amazon buys Asobo and says, "Hey, we not down with them making Flight Sim no more. We want these people who are working on that to work on something for us. We'll buy out the rest of the contract." Like, so now that's content missing. So it's a balancing that you have to worry about. And sure, yeah, you could, if you got a great relationship. And I think Microsoft wanted to buy Sega, and I think where they landed was, we got a nice strategic partnership here that works for both parties. We market your games for you. We're putting your games out there. You put your games, we're giving you a lot of money to put your games in Game Pass. We're helping you on the cloud side of things, whatever the heck they're doing with Super Game, that whatever that project Super Game thing is. Um, I think that works out, but I don't think that's every situation. And and that's great for Microsoft, Xbox, and Sega because their relationship wasn't that good before, and now it's great. It's much better now. When you have really good relationships with other developers, I think you have to kind of figure out what works with that. And of course, you can't force a developer to be acquired, but
Mm-hmm.
if the opportunity is there, I I think you should consider it. Because if not, like, you could end up regretting it later on.
Yeah. I always look at it like you say, the BioWare one is the most probably the hard hitting one because they had that right there. They had it right in their hands. The other one would be the fact that Killer Instinct haven't been able to do anything with it pretty much ever since Double Helix got acquired by Amazon. Like they had Iron Galaxy work on season 2 and 3 of that game, but they didn't want to continue to keep working on it. So Xbox hasn't had really anybody to work on that IP, and that IP has kind of just went off to the side. Now they have talked about other people picking it up and starting to bring it back and everything, but ever since 2014, that's kind of been in limbo. So that's the thing we keep talking about it, especially when you got IPs as fruitful for them like Flight Sim. It's like it would be really hard to lose a studio that knows the intricacies and ins and outs of how those games are made, and then on top of that, losing the ability to have a multi-studio team that can manufacture or develop two games at the same time. I think that would just be a really good move for them to make. But that's kind of how it is. But with that being slow mo, you got anything else you wanna add to the conversation, or anything you want to do to basically usher us into 2024 as we end this episode 161 of DPS?
I just want to thank all of our channel members.
Absolutely. If you got them up, go ahead.
I don't.
Oh, I got.
Yes, I'm
I was like,
kidding
if you,
it.
I want to thank our channel members, but guess what? I don't got them up. I got, I got mine up. So, um, for over here, shout out to FTW, Donnell Brown, Erodimus, Brat, Basement Radio, Arcade Podcast, Stardust Acero, Ramon Terrell, Hargy Chini, Corey Hale, the homie Slomo Backslap, DJ Oris, and that guy Smitty. Shout out to you guys. A couple of you, Corey Hale, Slomo, DJ Oris, and that guy Smitty are 5 months away. So you will hit your 2-year anniversary this year, right around May. So really appreciate all of you guys that's been rocking with us over the course of the last, basically since the beginning of this show. All right, go ahead, Slomo.
On my side of things, I got FTW, Donnell Brown, J0387, Erodimus, Enrique, Hargi Shani, Truth Serum, Trevor Birdsong? Trevor Birdsong. Homie One Kenobi. Gaming Forte, Corey Hill, Star Cicero, and that guy, Simide. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys for rocking out with us. Keep looking forward to us making some changes over the next month for the channel. Me and Forte, now that I'm out of the hospital, we've been working on some stuff with like the starting soon, the trailer, the intro. I said trailer, the intro, a lot of stuff for the podcast to kind of keep the things looking fresh and everything. So look out for that in the future, and hope
if
you
y'all want,
guys go ahead.
If you want a sneak peek, this isn't what it's going to
No,
look like, but
no,
this
don't, no. Forte,
sneak
take it
peek,
off. Take it
sneak
off.
peek,
Wait, no sneak. Why is that a sneak peek?
sneak peek.
It's not a sneak peek. Take it off, man. What
I
are you
took it off
doing?
already. Sneak peek. I'm
That's
excited.
not-
I actually worked on it I actually worked on it last night a little bit. I was up to 3:00 in the morning. I got the bug. Oh, shout out to and Ramon, you are right there, brother. At 18 months, so you will hit it this year too. I just noticed that you were right there too, almost. So Slomo, let everybody know where they can find you, when you got a video coming out, and what you got going on.
Start next week. Let's Time with Slow Mo on Monday, most likely Monday. Add some multiplayer games streaming, the finals, Road Company, maybe some Call of Duty, maybe some Halo on the Twitch channel, and a video on Exodus, the game by Archetype Entertainment, the former BioWare developers, should be out next week. In addition to DPS channel, I should be ready to start Final Fantasy VII Remake, my replay of that on the DPS channel. So look out for all that next week, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night and play some games, man.
Absolutely. True Sarah says stop being stingy. Slomo. Shout out to you guys. It's going to be a video. Actually, it's going to be a video tomorrow. I got to at least get one out this week to at least feel like I did something with my prediction of, getting this channel off the ground for the year. So there will be something out tomorrow. If I don't get a chance to see you guys on Twitter or anything, have a great day. Have a good week. Enjoy the games that you're playing. Go Blue National Championship next Monday. Gonna be fun. Can't wait for that. And
Go Washington.
Oh God! You live in the other Washington. You don't
only
live in that
player
Washington.
there I know is the name I know is the quarterback.
The only person you know is Michael Penix. You don't know Ronald Dunze is the wide receiver. You don't know none of them. Dylan Johnson is a running back.
I just hope they win just so I can throw.
Are you really gonna be like that? Are you really gonna be like that?
Go Huskies.
Oh my God. Go Blue. Hail to the victors. Y'all have a good week. We'll see you guys next week. Episode 162 on Slow Mo's channel. Peace.
Peace.